All right, good evening, adventurers. It is Wednesday, 7 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States, 4 p.m. on the West, and 7 a.m. Thursday morning in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. I am your host and Dungeon Master Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. If you like what we do here, give us a follow, subscribe, like, handshake, pat on the back, high five, whatever your platitude of choice is on your platform of choice. So we are here after months of lead up and build up. We are finally here to the 4-part season finale to One Shot Wednesdays with the assault on Mt Celestia with the clever tagline, "Would you pass up the opportunity to become a god?" Yeah. So we are here tonight. We do part 1. We're going to do life and war as one part, and then death and peace as a second part with another group starting in 2 weeks. Before we get to that, let us meet our intrepid, maybe usurpers of divine power. Let us start back. First of all, we have all returning players except for one, and we will try to be nice to them this evening, unless he comes in and wants to destroy God, and then we're here for that.
We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's the point. We're about this. Let's get on board. All right, let's start with our very clever character creators, mechanically at least. Back with us again. Raz, tell us about Mikhail. Mikhail.
Mikhail. Yeah. So did a stint as a paladin and had kind of a rough time one day. Called upon his deity for assistance and was granted the holy scythe of the heavens, and is now devoted to stamping out undeath and necromancers and everybody that would subvert the natural laws of life and death.
All right. Seeing as how we're going to be dealing with the domain of life, I feel that is very appropriate, and maybe the people usurping the throne currently are not using it for the best purposes. All right, let us slide over to one of our other very clever mechanic players. Nick, tell us about Balthazar.
Balthazar was kind of an indentured servant in hell, and he was rescued by an adventure group, and they were on their way to complete an errand to kill a Rakshasa who was the enslaver. And since he helped them out, he found a little bit of favor with the gods doing that, and started working with that adventure group. And eventually, when they've traveled to the Shadowfell, he fell under the cursed, his own cursed scythe that I did not come up with a name for.
Hoisted by your own petard, except
Yeah.
scythe and nerdier. Awesome. All right, let us meet our first time appearing on the show. We're very excited to have him here. Or tell us about Bartholemew.
Yeah, so I am playing. Hold on, it's a long name. I'm playing Bartholemew Alpheus Hodiah Churchman IV, and he was raised by, unbeknownst to him, his parents were secret devil worshippers in like a rural area, and he sort of interrupted them as they were doing some sort of sacrifice, and it really messed him up. And he was like 14 at the time. A little while later, he was met in his dreams by a angel of light named Gabriel, and he told Bartholomew that he was destined for greatness and he needed to leave. And he sort of freaked out about seeing this angel of light in his sleep and dealing with his finding out that his parents are devil worshippers. He sort of just packs his bags quickly and leaves in the middle of the night as a 14-year-old. Makes it to a city and gets caught up with some thieves, some rogue types, and they sort of teach him the art of pickpocketing. So he does that for a few years. Ends up stealing a bag of a traveling cleric, a holy person, and turns out that the holy person came back to him that evening, and it was this person named Yeshua, and Yeshua tells him that he has to sort of get on the right path because he is destined for more. And ever since then, he has been following Yeshua He became an order domain cleric, and he has been sort of like Yeshua's right-hand person, sort of helping them as they go along doing various miracles and stuff.
Awesome. And last and not least, our reliever of stress DMs and good friend of the show, also playing the aforementioned Yeshua. Litza, tell us about him.
All right, Yeshua was born to a mother, and doesn't know who his biological father is, but his adopted father taught him some carpentry growing up, and also a lot about religion. And Yeshua is also an Asimar, so has some sort of celestial bloodline from somewhere further back. He's not sure where, but because of this, he often receives messages and dreams and visions from a celestial named Gabriel. He left home at a fairly young age after Gabriel told him that he needed to become a leader and go out and do more. Despite Yeshua being sort of a little introverted, he cares very deeply about people, but he's a little introverted. He's very compassionate and peaceful. He doesn't really like being on the forefront of battle, even though he obviously knows that there are things that cannot be reasoned with, such as demons and monsters. And meeting up with a lot of people who are more along that line of thinking. Being with Bartholemew, especially as a close friend, is helpful in that area, as Bartholomew is a little more of a, wade into battle type of person. Yeshua is more of a, stand back and make sure that people get to safety and heal his allies sort of a person. So they work really well together in that regard. But after sort of parting ways with the rest of the people he was traveling with, after some stuff that happened. Right now it's just Yeshua's working harder to become more of sort of growing more into himself and being more of the leader that Gabriel is trying to teach him how to be, and doing miracles and inspiring people to just walk the path of light and life and compassion and peace, and all the good things in life.
Awesome. All right, so you have met our characters. We'll get more into them as our adventure kind of progresses. Once again, Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias. Thanks to everybody who joined us tonight. Like I said, this is something I've been really excited about. So these guys, it's a big deal, and just want to share this kind of thing we've been working on, and hopefully everybody has a good time. So with that, we will begin Assault on Mount Celestia, Part 1, the Life Domain. We're going to start with some big old box text too, so just bear with me. The sun shines bright on a crisp autumn day in the jewel of the north. Port city of Neverwinter is a hive of activity as the people go about their everyday existence. In stark contrast to this everyday humdrum, the average Neverwintian, 4 noble and gallant heroes find themselves alone with purpose. Despite the world appearing quite ordinary and routine to most, These heroes know it is not all as it seems. In fact, all of existence may be in peril. For the last several weeks, a growing sense of unease has crept into their souls. These confident and brave exemplars of conviction and strength have recently become burdened by that existential question that surely must tweak at only the most resolved amongst us. Do I truly know what is right? Am I an agent of justice in this world? This question, amongst many others, has led our party to the south bank of the Neverwinter River, near its mouth, crossing over the Sleepy Dragon Bridge. The ornately carved railings of this pedestrian bridge are scenes of dragons attacking the city, all seemingly having been repelled, as evidenced by the fact that the magnificent city stands behind you. Crossing the bridge, your burden eases slightly. However, the anticipation builds with every step you take. Your emotional load eased as one foot falls in front of the other. Before you know it, you're running. The siren song of unburdening of your troubles too loud for you to ignore. Just as the last bit of worry seems to escape you and you are embraced by a euphoric hug, this trance is broken as the crashing tides below snap you back to reality. As you regain your senses and your agency, you find yourself on a seaside cliff overlooking the Sea of Swords. Before you stands a majestic stone structure with the symbol of Tyr above its entrance. We're going to put it up there in stream on the window. So you all find yourselves compelled individually, almost in unison, despite not necessarily knowing each other or having adventured before. You stand in this empty and deserted square before these grand structures, this temple built to Tyr, the god of justice. The rhythmic sound of the tide is drowned out by the blowing of falling leaves across the cobblestones in the square before the temple. Nobody's around. Square is deserted, save for yourselves. There appears no activity. This temple, its square, and this cliff you find yourselves are bereft of anything aside from yourselves. You have this moment of clarity, your purpose somewhat fulfilled, your burden somewhat alleviated by your presence being drawn to this temple. Everybody give me a really good physical description of what your PC looks like. And now that you are in the square that has been compelling you from within, what are you doing with nothing going on, no clear answers, nothing kind of standing there waiting for you expectantly? Let's start with Mikhail. You're muted. Nope.
I don't know why that's not working
Here we
anymore, but we'll just rock it like this. So Mikhail is an Azamar, and his celestial blood just shows on his face. You see it all over, you know, long blonde hair, slight glow to the eyes, and armor that just never really seems to get dirty. He stands there wielding his scythe, which is a good foot taller than he is, and he's already pretty tall. But he seems ever so slightly unsure. You know, this, for someone who's so used to being determined and steadfast every moment of his life, he stands up here at a loss. And you can tell that makes him uncomfortable.
What color is the glow of your eyes?
Just a slight golden sheen
Nice.
in otherwise blue eyes.
Nice. All right. Balthazar, same thing. This longing was temporarily quenched, and just as it was, Lone Cauldron, thank you for gifting subs. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're here, and for a moment, you feel like whatever's been missing from inside is suddenly replaced, and instead of an answer, you just find yourself in this just empty seaside cliff with a temple before you. What do you look like, and how are you kind of dealing with the answer being given and then somewhat kind of taken away just as quick?
Sure. Balthazar is a tiefling, red skin. He's a winged tiefling, and he has large red and black wings and some sort of somewhat bird-like feet and a tail. He's clad in what looks to be like bronze armor, but it's obviously not bronze. But he wields a large scythe as well that looks like it's made of wood and bone. Finding himself somewhat confused by his surroundings, he would immediately start to recede pensively. And
Shit. Hold on.
start wondering about what he are playing in his mind. What forces have taken him here?
Hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So that's your end, huh? I missed
No, this is absolutely me. Yeah. So this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I think we're. Okay, we're kind of back and forth, up and down. The stream just dropped yet again. Okay.
Hey, there we are.
All right, we look like we're good. Okay.
Hey.
All right. Sorry. Just watching the numbers. Okay. I think we're good. So, Balthazar, I missed everything after the physical description.
All right. Yeah, so he'd find himself uneasy being in this strange place, and with the sudden loss of direction, his mind would immediately go to supernatural forces and wondering what of the many forces on the many planes he's traveled must be pulling on his mind right now.
Okay. All right. Next, let's go up to Yeshua. You being one of these people, always, down to almost compelled to help and to be helpful. You've been missing something. Something just, no matter what you do, just has been taken from you. And you've sought it out, whether voluntarily or being compelled to do so. And you think that you're here, that this place is going to carry all your answers, and they're given ever so quickly before taken away. What do you physically look like, and how are you dealing with this kind of juxtaposition of having your needs fulfilled and then taken away just as quickly? And you probably didn't hear any of that.
Right. No, I got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So, unlike it's funny because the rest of them are like decked out in armor and then in giant sheaths or giant glowing swords. And then there's Yeshua, and he kind of just looks like anyone that you would see on the streets. He has his armor is mithril, so he can wear it under his clothes, and it's completely concealed by a very plain tunic and a shawl, something that you could buy for like a couple of copper. His boots are sturdy, but again, nothing that you couldn't buy for a very modest wage. He doesn't have any visible weapons. He has a very simple bag slung over his shoulder that has his meager possessions. And though he's an Aasimar, it really it doesn't show. Especially not compared to Mikhail, where it's very glowy everywhere. Yeshua has he's dark skinned, he's very average height. He has long dark locks. Dreadlocks, I don't know if that term is supposed to be used or not. I've seen different but to be clear on the terminology. And which normally pulled up in either a bun or a ponytail. And he purposely dresses this way because he wants anyone that he approaches to feel very comfortable around him. He wants to be able to approach the common folk, kids, animals, and be able to speak to anyone and have them not be frightened or intimidated by his presence. So probably in this group of adventurers, he would look like a servant or a footman or something like that. He certainly doesn't look dangerous whatsoever. And though there's probably momentary confusion or puzzlement on his face, it's quickly smoothed into a sort of calm acceptance, and he'll look around, and he's happy not to see anyone else in distress. Like, there's certainly no one here that seems to be in peril or danger, which is good. So he's just going to make an observation of the place, see what there is to see, probably begin to take some steps forward, not with any real fear, and then looking to the others, of course, because he's used to working as a team, not going off on his own.
All right. Bartholomew, you have been in either loyal companion or in loyal service to Yeshua, depending on, I guess, how you want to look at it. And the same thing that has compelled him to this place and time, as opposed to just following or being loyal, every time he's spoken about it, you've internally felt that same longing and that same kind of emptiness. And in the same way that he has, you were fulfilled for a moment only to have it taken away. What do you look like, and how are you kind of dealing with this reward only to have it snatched away so quickly?
Yeah, so Bartholomew is a human male, about 23 years old. He's got like shaved, the sides of his hair are shaved. He's got this like red hair, ponytail bun kind of pulled up, and he's got a beard. He is Yeshua's more like muscle, kind of help do the crowd control as Yeshua does these talks and stuff in bigger cities. So he's armored up. He has a shield.
They're about the same age, I think, too.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I think Yeshua's a couple of years older, but
that sounds right.
Yeah, and right now though, he has his shield strapped to his back and his short swords sheathed. And he has this magical talking doll named Caring Cletus. And Caring Cletus, he actually uses, in those times when Yeshua is giving talks, he'll sometimes take the children off to the side and use this talking doll to help with lessons, talks about peace and stuff. And so he's got this doll out, and it goes like, "Hello, Eldeth, Mother of Waters. She brings serenity, comfort, and healing." And he looks down at him and says, "Yep, Cletus, I know. Eldith does. She brings that serenity, comfort, and healing. And I just got a taste for it. I felt at peace for a second, and I just got to get that again." And he sort of drops his bag, puts Cletus into his bag, and gets his shield out and walks over to Yeshua and says, "You might need to stay close to me. I got a bad feeling about this."
As you all kind of stand there searching for answers that don't necessarily appear to be coming, an old man follows the path that you took over the bridge, his back crooked from time, his hands withered from a life of toil, and his stride slowed by a journey near completion. In the one hand, he holds a knotty branch acting as a cane, and in the other, a cup with a little bit of loose change. And he slowly makes his way up, jiggling his cup. You look as if your very essence has been taken from you. Are you all right? Kind of makes his way ever closer.
Yes, sir. I'm quite fine, thank you.
All right. Might you have a moment to help an old man? Jiggles his cup again.
But of course. Is it only monetary assistance that you need? Yeshua will step forward toward him.
Bartholomew would too.
As he kind of jiggles the cup and stands there as you step towards him, from behind, following over the bridge, you see what appear to be stray dogs, 7 of them. First timid, low to the ground, just barely kind of peeking over the crest of the bridge. The old man looks back and gives a kind of polite little nod. The dogs, all one by one, kind of patter over and sit in a circle around the old man, creating like a safety perimeter as he stands there back bent with his cup out. Well,
I'm looking to see how much money. Yeshua will dig in his pockets and take out however much gold he has, and just all of it will go in the cup. This is why he can't hold on to anything.
Kind of gets.
This is why he never has any possessions, because he's always giving it away.
Despite the obvious weight of a significant number of coins, the old man doesn't just holds it out there as he stands steadying himself with his cane. Your generosity is quite lovely, and you all appear quite strong. Doesn't take much to see. But what I need isn't just about strength of body. It's about strength of mind, strength of characters, and a longing for something that is missing. Are you such adventurers?
We are.
Yeah, we are.
One way to find out.
Something.
He's also definitely leaning down to pet the dogs and feed them rations.
They
cannot resist a dog.
They still are, they're dog-like. They wag their tail. They get a little excited. They bend their heads down. But they seem very set in this formation, creating this perimeter around this old man.
They're dogs on duty. Got you.
Something has been eating at your very core of late. You have felt incomplete, and you have questioned yourself. What if I told you that voice inside your head that has compelled you here to me at this time is the touch of the divine, and now its absence within you? Whether you know it or not, since you first took up the life of an adventurer, that touch has always been there. Your deeds have only strengthened it. It is so inherent in your existence, you didn't even know it was there until now, until it was gone. I am Zymor, and I know a little something about the divine. And as he says that, he peeks up, and for the first time, you see these bright blue eyes on this old man. And as he finishes the sentence, trailing off about knowing something about the divine, his bright blue eyes go a dull gray, and a sadness creeps in on his wrinkled face as he lets out a dry, raspy cough. And as he bends over from the cough, stands up, throws his hood back, his hunch straightens to a towering 6'4" frame, his wrinkles smooth as his skin takes on a faint blue aura. His hair that once appeared gray from age shines a magnificent platinum, and for a brief moment your burden is once again lifted and you feel free. Just as quickly as it comes, it goes. Both the feeling from within, but also that inspiring figure stood before you has once again been reduced to the frail shell of what once was.
What in tarnation?
If
I ain't never seen anything like that before.
If you do not answer the call, your fate will be like mine. That form is the form I know with the touch of the divine. It is gone in all people on this plane. A corruption has seeped into my home, and that corruption is what's taken away your divine spark. It has severed your connection to the most esteemed place in all of the multiverse, Mt Celestia, home of the gods, and the realm I protect. The minor deities that walk the material plane and have banded together, they have chosen you as their champion. You are true of purpose and strong of mind. Only you can save the home of the gods from these invaders. And he stands there, kind of looks at everybody. What say you? Do you take this challenge and this task willingly? Do you want to save all of life on this plane?
If
When
there
you
is,
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
if there is anything I can do to restore your grace, I cannot refuse.
Very good.
Yeah, I was about to say when you put it that way, I reckon there's just nothing left for me to do. I just have to say yes, sir. Sign me up.
Very good.
It is foretold.
You with the touch of the divine in your lineage, I knew we could depend on you. He's going to look at Bartholomew. Humans often see the greatest difference between themselves and the gods, and usually ask to help and answer when called upon. He's going to kind of straighten up as best he can with his old frame and look at Balthazar. You, on the other hand, my home is not usually the place where your kind gets to see.
And Bartholomew, as soon as he hears that, would be like, "Who you call? What are you saying? You're kind? It's my friend Balthazar. He's got more caring in his heart than anyone else I know."
I am sure it's why he was chosen as all of you. But as you may know, and have seen the effects of, gods are not always perfect, and their judgments may be rash. What say you, he of demon blood?
I felt myself being pulled towards this my whole life. I can't pass it up. And if I can do some good in doing and following this path that's obviously been put down before me. So much the better.
Very well. I dare not question the champions and the deities who have chosen them. He's going to kind of straighten up. The dogs are going to part, and he's going to step forward. The path before you is not an easy one. You will deal with powers and beings beyond your mortal comprehension. Be true to yourself. Do what is necessary and what is right. Should you fail, the prime material plane will cease to exist. Only you can save life as we know it. He extends his hands and motions for everybody to take each other's hands, and his as well. His eyes confidently dart to each one of you. Encouraging nod to each of you as your eyes meet. Closes his eyes and begins to mutter. And at first it sounds like gibberish, but after a couple of moments, it sounds as if it is every language you comprehend being spoken at the exact same time by one soul with one voice. And as you decipher what is being said through the language you are most familiar with, this chant comes through. I, Bahamut, protector of Mt Celestia, send you the only champions that may prevail over this corruption. May you settle the domains of life and war. May the verdant garden and the vanguard know peace. The sunlight intensifies to the point where you squint, your eyes flooded with pure white light. As the light fades, you find yourself no longer in Neverwinter, but in a stark white void. Featureless, devoid of color, save for a set of gray marble steps, a rusted, corroded metal gate with the words Verdant Garden and the Vanguard in beautiful script, the archway above it. On each side of the stairs are 3 giant horned lion statues. What do you want to do?
Horned lion statues.
I think Bartholomew would feel very discombobulated and sort of disoriented, and would want to check and make sure there was no danger looming. And so sort of scanning the perimeter to see if anything was approaching while he draws his short sword.
Yeshua will put a hand on his shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay.
Just sort of that friendly, making sure he's okay, kind of.
Okay. Bartholomew, go ahead and give me a perception check.
All right. A 22. What does guidance give?
I think just a 1d4.
1d4.
Yeah.
22 plus, so 25 or 23.
Yes, high level play, love it. Yeah, 25, and you're not even excited. You're like, yeah, 25. As you look out, everything is featureless, and were it not for the orientation of the stairs, yourselves standing there, there's no discernible way of determining up from down, left from right. Everything is just stark and white and bright, as far as you can see, with the exception of this just oddly manifested gate, stairs, and statue situation in the middle of nowhere. It is a pure, bright, white landscape.
I mean, being as this is such a obviously focused landscape, I don't think Mikhail would hesitate at all to try and proceed through the gate.
Yep. I would go ahead and send. I'd go ahead and bring my familiar into existence and send him. His name is an owl named Malthus, and he'll just fly up over and land on the gate.
As the familiar lands on the gate in a very ominous Edgar Allan Poe kind of way, the gate is just that. It is like two kind of columns and then the metal gate. It's not a wall. There's not like a fence. It's just kind of like you would put a door frame in the middle of a room. And the script above it says the Verdant Garden and the Vanguard. And the gate opens like rusty, and on the other side of it is just a continuation of the white void that is around everything else.
Yeshua will give Bartholomew's shoulder a squeeze and then follow Mikhail. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
As you step through the gate, it's no different than walking through an open doorway. You don't feel any different. You don't see anything. You basically just kind of step off of the raised platform that the stairs lead up to onto the same kind of neutral ground, white. If you were to turn and look back, everything appears as if you just walk through a door in an open room.
Okay.
I guess Bartholomew would sort of take up the rear and sort of walking backwards into the gate, shield up, short sword out, kind of on the ready for if anything comes from the rear.
Okay. Has everybody...
After the gate open.
What's that?
After the gate open, I'd have the owl just fly up and land on the scythe, and I'll just walk in.
Okay.
I guess third place.
Is everybody going to walk through the gate? Okay.
I think so.
All right. Everybody walks through the gate. It's like stepping off of a pretty high porch. Just going to kind of boom, take a big step back onto the ground. And as the last person carries through the gate, a thunderingly deep voice comes from out of nowhere. Who goes there? This is not your place. How did you get here?
Buddy, I think you're plumb out of luck. You just met your worst nightmares. We just came from another plane, and we're about to kind of do our thing here.
We were sent. We are not here to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I am Yeshua. These are my friends. We greet you in peace.
We are the guardians and gatekeepers of Mt Celestia. Only those who prove themselves may pass these gates. For whoever sent you only had the power to get you here, not to admit you.
What must we do to prove ourselves to you?
You must prove your worthiness. Only those who prove worthy of a place here may pass. And the voice just echoes like it would, like you always, picture God to have that booming, echoey voice, like he's in a phone booth.
Okay.
You have been chosen to represent the prime material plane. You were chosen because of valorous deeds. What are those deeds that we may judge your worthiness? What about you, son of the abyss? Why are you worthy of entrance into Mt Celestia? And this is the recounting of your deeds, and you can kind of get it, like, go into them a little bit too.
Sure. All right. Well, first, in my time as a sellsword, I found myself mistakenly under the control of a lord of a fiefdom of hell. When I was finally able to wrest free from that control, I used my position to kill him, defeat him, and took control of the battle of a section of the Blood War, and helped end his reign of terror. Later, I traveled with that same group that took me out of control when they went to the Shadowfell, and we freed a city from the control of a warlock who had transported the city to the Shadowfell and turned the citizenry into slaves. We later returned to the prime material plane to rescue a city from a criminal empire that was actually under the control of a colony of mind flayers, and we traveled to destroy the Elder Brain. I have gone from a low-life sellsword to a champion of just causes and a protector of the realms and the planes.
You have freed and rescued cities full of innocence. We may need you to do this again, but instead of a city, a domain here in the heavens. Are you worthy of this task?
I'm worthy of the task.
Very well. Human, your kind is short-lived and often seeks the favor of the gods to counteract nature's impatience in taking your lives. Why should you set foot in the land of eternal life and glorious purpose? Your life is not lived very long. How much could you have done to be worthy of admittance?
And so Bartholomew would get a little embarrassed. He'd be the flush in the face, a little red, and he would bow his head and say, "Sorry, sir. I must humbly apologize. I thought you were evil. I was a little scared." And he puts his sword away, and I do humbly apologize. But yes, I've not walked too many days on the earth, honestly. But in those short few years I've been doing the good works, I've stopped some interplanar pirates from occupying a small village. I fought off that. Yeshua, what was that horde of demons? You remember that? we fought off that horde of demons. They just started coming out of the earth of this portal, And it was crazy. We fought them off. Stop that weasel of a leader who was embezzling money from that his city, and and I stopped this group of death knights they were like going through hazing this ancient forest in search of a powerful artifact. Yeah, you see the scar here? That's where I got this scar from one of them death knights. And then recently, me and Yeshua, we stopped this group of religious elite that were just grossly overcharging poor folks in the town to participate in religious ceremonies. So, yes, sir. I know I look.
I lost my temper a little bit on that one.
He did. I had to held him back a little bit actually, but yeah, I reckon you see just some bag of bones right here. This pale skin, human with red hair, just a ragamuffin of a guy. I feel like I've done quite a few good things, especially to make up for all those pockets I picked. But yeah, I feel like I'm worthy, but if you need me to do anything else to prove myself, you let me know.
You have fought demon hordes and legions of undead.
Coming up the ground.
You have rooted out corruption in the spiritual realms. You may be worthy of entrance.
Thank you, sir. And he sort of bows.
Now, those born with the spark of the divine, that which grants power to all here on Celestia, you carry with you in the material world where you could live as gods. The burden for those with the touch of the divine is higher than these imperfect beings you find yourselves with. Why may you be worthy, my winged sword of divine justice?
In my admittedly short time on the material plane, I have nonetheless had plenty of opportunities to do good works. But should I present one to prove my worthiness, I would speak of the time that Luskin was attacked by the hordes of a Dracolich, and in an attempt to protect the city, I strode out and challenged it to single combat. By defeating him that day, I was able to save countless lives from dying in their undue time.
You have used your divine blessings to save those lesser than yourself, knowing it wasn't necessary. And for that, you may be deemed worthy of admission. And to you, who has spent their lives hiding their divine gifts and blending into the background and being truly humble despite the gifts bestowed upon you by our kind. Yeshua, we usually ask the Asimar to show their divine blessings as an example to the lesser races. And you have spent your life hiding your blessings. Why should you be worthy now?
I haven't hidden. I have spoken often. to the people. I have grown quite a following, speaking often on kindness and compassion, healing those who are sick, telling stories that to some may seem like nonsense, but to those whose hearts are open to them, convey deeper meaning. I display magic, not to show off or to make myself seem greater than those who are not lesser than myself, but to make crops grow, to enhance the life that is around me, to make the lives of people better, that they may in turn better the lives of those around them. I've fed large groups of people who have had nothing but a few small fishes and small pieces of bread. I've calmed storms threatening to overturn a few small fishing boats. I've called up fish out of a river that has had no fish for months, so that a town was threatened to fall into starvation, because great deeds aren't just deeds that are huge in scope, though we have done some of those as well, as Bartholomew has described. But doing great deeds is also the small things you do every day for people that no one besides their family and their friends will remember. Great deeds are the things that is perhaps one kind word or one smile to those around you. Those are also great deeds, the things you do every day for normal people.
It is often said amongst our kind that the most effective use of divine power is that which is not seen by the mortals. And to embrace that, we deem you potentially worthy. And suddenly the same voice seems to be like almost like a loud whisper. It is indecipherable, as if the voice is conferring with itself. And you hear mentions of your name, a couple of feats and things that you had even forgotten about or weren't aware that they had made an impression upon the gods. And the deep voice and the kind of chattering settles. You have proven worthy through your tales. Now prove yourself worthy through your actions. Color returns to the statues as rich blue highlights can be seen mixed with fur that appears to be pure gold. We're gonna throw the old lion guardian up there, and I'm gonna need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yay.
I gotta figure out what my initiative is. 17. I'm not used to playing low dex characters.
I play wizards, dog. Wizards and paladins, so yeah, I'm gonna go last. I also discovered paladins can't do shit else except smash things and intimidate. Like that's all I had for a month. All right. You laugh because you know it's true. You're like, I even feel bad making you roll for things.
That's so great.
You don't want to watch
I
me
just
roll.
stopped making you roll to perceive, like.
You don't want to watch me roll 11s on my own show? Thanks.
That's okay.
Mikhail, what do we get for initiative? Would you?
You're muted, man. He's muted. You're muted, man.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. Fucking Zoom keeps breaking down on me. I got a 23.
Nice.
You didn't get your vaccine. Your Bill Gates microchip is not coinciding with your Zoom. Bart, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
5?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. You could have just stayed, you could have waited for the next bus to Celestia. Yeah, I'll get there. Yeshua?
6.
Woo, all right. You guys.
I know. It was higher, and then the dice was just like, nah.
Yeah, well, you know what? You're going to be a little patient about this. And Balthazar.
Right?
17.
17.
I'm waiting to see who gets hurt so I can heal them. It's my whole thing.
Yeah, I will admit, for some characters, going first is a handicap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it actually works out for me.
Whatever you guys,
whole thing.
whatever you have to say to help you sleep at night, y'all.
How close? Yeah. How close are we to the station?
They have. You guys are basically just on the other side of the gate. They were flanking, so even the furthest lion. There's 6 of them.
Okay.
The furthest one is still all within. I was like, usually it's 30 feet, but at level 15, I imagine 30 feet's. I don't know if everybody's movement's still that. But for the sake of ease, every one of them is within 30 feet. There's 6 of them. We refer to them as 1 through 6, or reference some one that Balthazar hit or whatever. So these 6 lions, majestic, that were once the statues flanking the stairs to the gate, have come to life. They appear to have a bronze chest plate, bronze metallic horns, and they are enormous. Dire celestial lions is essentially what these are. And despite this touch of the divine, and most likely the voices that you were just talking to, they still have very lion features. They stalk and they move and they slink exactly like terrestrial lions. And we will start with Mikhail. What do you want to do on these big horned kitty boys?
We're apparently suddenly approaching very quickly. I don't think that voice left much to the imagination here. I think it's very obvious what we need to do. So with that, he will, move to whichever is closest, staying at his 10-foot range.
Okay.
And if that goes well, we will strike.
All right.
That's a 22.
Yes. All right. Let's watch big numbers just go nuts, you guys. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So that'll be 16 damage.
All right. With
Second attack.
With a scythe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
That was a 21 to hit.
Yes.
15 damage.
All right. As you engage this celestial creature and take your swings, at no point does this almost human in its expression, its face, it does not display like a grimace or an anger, almost a sense of amusement and intrigue at your fighting style, your ability, as well as how you have handled this encounter. It takes its damage nobly. You notice the gashes that appear upon it go from like a bloody, injurious kind of thing to the same thing but filled with a brilliant white light, as if something has a bulb inside of it and is like slightly torn open. A giant ray of light shining from within. What else?
I guess it's just a test. They don't actually expect us to be fighting for our lives, perhaps. He'll sort of, he'll hold back, and he'll take a step back to make sure he doesn't stray too far from his compatriots.
Okay. All right. Very good. It is now the lion's turn. The one that Mikhail took a shot at, oozing this bright, kind of celestial light, gives it almost a human smirk. And in the same booming voice that you gave your deeds to, you will not survive in the corruption of the verdant garden if you cannot survive the guardians who keep everything out. And it is going to back up. Mikhail, go ahead and take an attack of opportunity.
What, did you study my character?
I know. Come on, man. You've played with me before. You know I don't know shit about characters.
I was just surprised you knew I was going to do that. It's 26.
Okay. Yes.
That is 21 damage.
Okay. And it backs up. You're going to take its swing at it, and as it steps back and gets a pretty healthy distance, you notice it do a very cat-like thing. Crouch down real low, dig in with its back feet, take a charge, and leap upon you. I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Say 21.
Okay. As it pounces, you manage to kind of stand your ground, and it hits you and probably takes like a step back, but it doesn't knock you prone. The lion once again gets a kind of bemused smirk about him, and is just going to take two big slashes with its giant celestial lion paws. 16, I'm guessing, doesn't get it done, but I'm guessing a 26 will.
Yeah, 26 will do it.
Okay. 11. You're going to take 19 slashing damage. That's very impressive. As it's just going to swipe at you with one claw attack. A second one is going to rear back and charge at Balthazar. Balthazar, I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
As soon as it gets within 10 feet of me, my reach, I'm going to hit it with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Using a combination of my Polearm Master and Warcaster.
Okay.
So that'll be... How many blasts am I up to?
Three blasts.
3 blasts. Alright. On the die is 18, 17, and 5, and those are plus 12. So the last one will be 17.
Yeah, they're all gonna hit.
Alright. So that'll do... I'm just gonna roll the damage on D&D Beyond, because it's quicker. Yeah, maybe it's not. So it's 12, 7, and 15 damage.
12, 7, 19,
So it's 34 total damage, and he'll be knocked back 30 total feet.
Okay. Alright, so... as it kind of makes its...
No, you don't.
It's going to make its, its running pounce towards you, take the Eldritch Blast, go flying back, and despite your violent reaction and your very, quick thinking, this is still a being of, a much higher plane. And despite taking the damage, it lands very cat-like, agile, and does like the kind of comic book slide. It's on all 4 feet. Shh. As it kind of makes its way to the end, gives its head a little shake, appears to look at the first one. The first one looks back and gives it a little nod. The third one is going to make kind of dig in, crouch, and charge and jump at Yeshua. Strength saving throw, please.
Oh boy. That's a 12.
Okay. As the lion comes in, it's going to manage to get both paws on your shoulders, and with the huge momentum of this great creature, going to come crashing down on you and knock you prone. You are going to take... You're going to take 5 bludgeoning damage from it landing on top of you. And then it is now going to take 2 claw attacks with you knocked down. 21 and a 15.
The 21 will hit.
Okay. You're going to take 11 slashing damage as it pins you down with one paw and rakes a big swat across your chest, scraping probably your kind of more peasant clothing, but not quite penetrating your mithril undershirt. Balthazar, Yeshua. The fourth one is going to kind of evilly look at Bartholomew. We don't typically let your kind here until your time is up. You must prove your worth. And it's going to take its running leap. And Bartholomew, I need a strength saving throw from you, please.
I get a 21.
Okay. Just like Mikhail, you stand your ground pretty firmly. The cat manages to smash into you, but doesn't knock you down or anything. And it's going to take its 2 claw attacks. That's both going to do it. A 26 and a 24.
They both hit.
Big D. Boom. 11, 12, 16, 19. You're going to take 27 slashing damage as it connects with 2 big swipes from its back paws, standing up, almost towering over you.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 3, 4. The other 2 are going to kind of sit back and wait and appraise the situation. So the last 2 will hold their actions. And we move on to Balthazar.
Alright, I guess I'll take a look at the ones that are fighting all of my friends, and I'll just... I'll just do... Okay,
there's one in front of Mikhail. There's the one that tried to charge at you and got the Eldritch Blast. Yeshua's got one on top of him, like actually pinning him down. And then Bartholomew has one just right in front of him that slashed at him.
Alright, so I'll look the one that tried to charge me right in the eyes. And without even looking, I'll do another Eldritch Blast, but I'm gonna hit all 3, or I'm gonna aim at all 3 of the other ones that are immediately around my friends, almost in a show of how little of a threat that I consider him, that I'm gonna go after his buddies first.
Alright, so you're gonna skip the one that's on you and hit the other 3.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of gangster. I love it.
That's so too. Alright. Alright. 3, 5, and 16 on the dice. So that's plus 12. So 15, 17, and 28.
The 15, no. The 17, yes. The 28, yes.
All right. So I'll go ahead and make that the ones hitting Yeshua and Bartholomew.
Okay.
So that'll be for Yeshua's, that'll be 8, and for Bartholomew's, that'll be 13. And then, yeah, I guess I don't have anything to do for a bonus action, so that'll end my turn.
Okay.
I'll just ready my scythe and get ready for close combat.
All right. Yeshua, it is now your turn. You have a big kitty boy, a divine kitty boy on top of you, maybe making biscuits. I don't know. You are knocked prone, and it is like pinning you. It is pinning you down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a strength saving throw to get free from it, but you would still be prone. It just won't be on top of you.
Instead, I think I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So
I don't need to be standing to do that.
Exactly. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 17.
It is a 15.
Nice. So, that is 3d8. Okay, so that's 6 radiant damage. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to do it again. Because I can do that with my magic item. Because I have like fancy bracers or something. It's pretty cool.
They have pockets.
Illusionist's bracers. Yeah, so make another saving throw, por favor.
Ooh, that one we're going to make it. That's going to be a 19.
Okay. So that one will miss.
So while still maintaining, kind of standing on you, this one keeps its weight on you, but just kind of cat bends around the corner as your Sacred Flame.
All right.
Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sacred Flame.
As your Sacred Flame manages to not catch their almost gold tinsel-like fur on fire. What else you got?
That's it for me.
That's it. Bartholomew. You also have a large lion in front of you that you managed to keep from pinning you down. It is your turn.
So, do I have any allies within, like 5 feet of me, within range? Like reach out and touch them?
Yeah, we'll give you. I imagine you probably stick close to Yeshua, like in most times.
Yeah, most times.
So
yeah.
I'd say that Yeshua is probably right next to you, but you're gonna have to bend down because he's been knocked down.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Heroism on Yeshua.
Okay.
It's a first level spell, and so Yeshua will now be immune to be becoming afraid. And you will gain 12 temporary hit points at the start of their turn. I'm also going to use my skill called Embodiment of the Law, which says that if I cast, gotta make sure that's an enchantment spell, sorry. Yeah, so if I cast a first level enchantment spell or higher, I can cast it as a bonus action instead of a full action.
Oh, nice.
And I'm also going to use my special ability, Voice of Authority, that says if I cast a first level spell or higher and target an ally, they can use their reaction to make a weapon attack against a creature of my choice. So, Yeshua, you can go ahead and make a weapon attack on, I guess, the lion that's right there. Do you have weapons?
I have a whip.
Nice.
How very fitting. If only you had a
Thank
chair.
you.
You need a chair.
So, I guess I'll use that.
Okay.
All right. Let me actually use a different die because that one really hates me, actually. Nope, that is a nat one.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
whip, not your most effective, exceptionally close quarter
No.
weapon.
No,
Unless you
not
want to
at
like
all.
use that as like a garrote or something, that would be rad. But no. So
No.
I guess you're gonna kind of just you're probably pinned down so far. You probably don't have enough momentum to really get the whip around for the loud crack.
Not at all.
Okay. Bartholomew, what else you got?
And so I see Yeshua struggling on the ground. And I'm going to keep my shield pointed out towards the lion in front of me, but I'm going to make a little sidestep at the lion that's bearing down on Yeshua
Okay.
and try to attack them with my short sword.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 15 to hit.
It's just going to come up short.
Dang it. Okay.
It's going to kind of dodge, but while still keeping its weight firmly on Yeshua's shoulders.
And that is all I can do.
All right. We are back up to the top of initiative with Mikhail. 4 celestial lines currently engaged. The one in front of you doing the least well, if you want to go that route.
Well, seeing that we already have one compatriot on the ground, Mikhail's going to try and hopefully get this one off of him so that he can move to their aid.
Okay.
So we'll start with a couple of swings here.
All right.
It's a 28
Yep.
for 23 damage.
Ooh, very nice.
Max damage on that one. Very
Nice.
nice. Love to see it. Another swing. That is a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
That one is almost the same. That's 22 damage.
Okay. As you take these 2 massive scythe swings, cutting open larger gashes upon this holy lion, and as you do so, bam, bam, the light appears to almost be like literally spilling out from like pressure from within. The gashes begin to widen and widen. The light gets brighter and brighter, almost until the light envelops this entire lion. It disappears in a flash and is returned to its place as a statue flanking the stairs.
Excellent. Having an opportunity now, he will rush over towards the one that is on Yeshua and use his bonus action to strike it with the blunt end of his weapon
Okay.
for a 29 to hit.
Yes.
And that is 16 damage.
Very nice. All right, hold on one second. It finally got hot in here, sorry. All right.
Nice.
So we have one. Mikhail, is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
good to go.
I got to come up with a better way than being dismissive with, oh, is that it? All right, so we are back to the lions. The one who felt dismissed by Balthazar is going to once again, is going to come charging in and try to pounce on him. Do you get to do your thing every time?
I can.
I'm just...
I'm gonna go ahead and yell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's once around.
Okay, I was just pausing to let you go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I appreciate it. So yeah, once he gets within 10 feet of me, I'm just going to. God damn! I keep getting like this 2, 3, and 13 on the dice, so that's
None of them's gonna
what
hit.
am I? 12 plus 12. 12. Yeah, so 14, 15, and 25.
The 25, yes.
All right, so he only gets hit by 1, but that'll be 14 damage, and he'll get knocked back 10 feet.
Okay.
And if he's got more movement, then he can still complete his action, and I'm ready for it.
So he's gonna. All right. So you hit him at 10 feet, and from that point he got pushed back 10 feet. So he is 20 feet away. All right. He doesn't like being dismissed, and so all he needs is 20 feet for the pounce. So we're gonna go ahead and he's just gonna keep trying.
Yep. Good.
So once per round. So you're done. So I'm gonna need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Alrighty. 10.
Okay. It lands on you this time.
Yeah.
Ever determined, like cats are wont to be, and
Yep.
it is. You are now knocked prone and pinned by this giant beast. It is going to take its 2 claw swipes at you. I'm gonna guess 18.
That's my AC.
Okay. Then a 25.
Alright, it hits with both.
Ooh, 9, 10, 15, 21, 27. That's 8. You're gonna take 35 slashing damage.
Damn.
As it took the Eldritch Squirt Bottle, we'll say, in trying to charge at you, and Ever Determined finally got there and was going to do his best to make sure he took some pretty big chunks out of you. All right, so that's that one. Yeshua is still pinned underneath. That one is going to take its 2 big claw swings. Yeah. 14, no. 25, yes. Okay. You're going to take 12 slashing damage as, once again, it uses 1 paw to hold on and 1 to slash at you. Bartholomew, same thing. It's in front of you. It's going to back up. So, Bartholomew, you can make an attack of opportunity.
Okie dokie. I get a 19.
Yep.
With my short sword.
Yep.
All right, and then anytime I get an attack of opportunity, I get an additional d6, 2d6 additional damage with sneak attack.
Oh, I was like, what?
Oh no, never mind. No.
No, don't worry. Don't listen to me. I literally don't know how players work. I don't.
Am I within 5 feet or target within another 5 feet or 5 feet of another enemy, or is it just...
currently it would be within 5 feet of the lion that is standing on top of Yeshua.
Okay, but not within 5 feet of Yeshua.
Well, it's standing on top of Yeshua.
So an additional 2d6 with my sneak attack.
Right.
So let me see. $15 points of. Let me see. Is that slashing damage from a short sword?
Short swords are piercing.
Piercing. So 15 points of piercing damage. Oh yeah, I see now. Piercing.
Very nice.
Stabby stab.
Stabby stab. All right, so that's your attack of opportunity. You're going to give it a quick jab as it backs up to run and pounce on you again. I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Oof. I get a 5.
Ooh.
This time.
So it is going to land on top of you, knocking you prone and having you pinned. It's going to take its 2 big claw swipes. One of them is going to be a 14. One of them is going to be a crit, which isn't that bad actually. Hold on. It's going to be 26, 18, 22 plus 25. You're going to take 33 slashing damage as it really takes a slash out of you and even like hooks the claws in and pulls up a little bit. Really ripping. A bit of meat. Yeah, not like a rake, like a gouge out of you. That is going to be it for the lions, and we are back to Balthazar. The one in front of you, or wait, it's on top of you now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, the one that is on top of you is the most injured out of the 3 active. The other 2 pretty much the same. And if you want to get free, you can make another strength saving throw, unless you're just gonna work for.
Well, I've got another idea. So with my war magic, when I use my action to cast a cantrip, I can make 1 weapon attack as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my action to Eldritch Blast him the fuck off my chest.
Okay.
So the first one, I will like put my hand up in, I've got my scythe cross. I'll put my hand up into his chest and hit it with the first one. Oh, nat 20.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So it's 2d10. So let's see. 2d10. That's a 6 and a 4. So it'd be 15 damage, and it'll knock him back 10 feet.
Okay.
And then I'll get up with half my movement to get up from prone, and then I'll hit him with the next 2 blasts. And it'll be 21 and 24.
Yep, to both of them.
For 12 and 7 damage. But I won't knock him back with either of those 2. I'll just hit him with the damage.
Okay. And it's already 10 feet away from you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then I'll with my bonus action hit him with my scythe.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna roll that in D&D Beyond. So 30
to hit.
30 to hit.
Yes.
For 10 total damage.
Okay. Describe for me how you take this thing out with a scythe attack.
Yeah, so I said I blasted him off of me. I stood up, I gave him 2 in the chest, and I walked up, hacked him across the hackles, and finished him off.
Just like the one Mikhail kit, as the slashing and the kind of inherent damage of the repeated Eldritch Blast kind of rip little holes in it and a bright light shines out. This too becomes all-consuming in a bright white flash, and as the flash fades, another statue has been returned to flanking the stairway to the gate. What else you got?
That was my action, bonus action, and I used most of my movement in getting up. So yeah, that'll end my turn.
That is a full turn, y'all. We did everything.
Yep.
All right, Yeshua. You are currently pinned still by this large horned lion, still making biscuits. What do you want to do?
I don't think.
Sorry, I took damage on my turn and didn't roll a con save to see if my concentration spell breaks, which I say because Yeshua is receiving temporary hit points from me. So if my concentration broke, then they're not going to have those. Do you want me to roll that real quick?
Yeah.
I have to get a 15 or higher, and I get a nat 20, so I think I'm good.
Nice. Okay. So I gain those 12 temporary hit points.
So at the meter turns over, what, at the beginning of Yeshua's turn? 12 every time?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
dope. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Bartholomew is right there. So, and I don't think I can get this line off of me because I'm not super strong. So I'm just going to reach over. I'm going to drop the whip because that was a failure. Reach over, grab his foot, and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
At, I think, level 4. There's another D8. Come here. Whatever, I'll just roll one of these again.
Just like that, but bigger.
26 hit points.
Ooh, very nice.
And I gain 6.
So it wasn't all selfless. It wasn't just about you.
It's just a thing that I get.
Daddy needed some too.
I mean, it's just how it works.
Who got those hit points?
You did.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You.
Nice, thank you.
All right, very good. Yeshua, what else you got?
I don't know that I have any bonusy things that I can do at the. I should know this, but I don't. Actually, yes, I do. Because do I have healing word? Did I not take healing word? Like an idiot.
Who needs it?
Surely one of the clerics did, right?
I don't have healing word. I have mass healing word.
Oh, that basic shit.
Yeah.
Boy stuff.
I can heal all of you.
Cast healing word.
Okay.
Wait, can I do that? Can I do 2 spells?
It's what? One has to be a cantrip.
It is not a cantrip. All right, in that case.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's my turn.
Okay. Bartholomew, you two are pinned by a giant lion boy. Right next to your buddy, who's also pinned by a giant lion. What do you want to do?
He is going to look at both of the lions that are on top of us, and yell, "Flee!" And he's going to cast command on them at a 2nd level.
Okay.
And so they must make a wisdom save, and it is a DC of 20.
Ooh. All right, we're going to do the one on top of you first. 23.
So he passes.
And then the one on top of Yeshua, 24.
All right, they both pass. Dang it. All right, but I am gonna do my embodiment of the law again and make that a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I am going to cast Sacred Flame on the one that's on top of me.
All right.
They must make a dex saving throw.
It's going to be a 16.
All right, so they fail, and they'll do 3d8 of radiant damage.
Okay.
Of course, I get like super low. I only get 9 points of radiant damage, but it does take some damage.
All right.
And that is all I can do.
Okay. Back up to the top with Mikhail. We have 2 lions left engaged. The other 2 are just kind of chilling off to the side. One of them on top of Yeshua, one on top of Bartholomew. The one on top of Bartholomew is doing slightly worse than the other one.
Yeah, I mean, certainly seems like Balthazar is handling himself. And I've got 2 allies on the ground, and that's just not okay. See, I was already dealing with the one on top of Yeshua, so we'll try for that one first, probably. That's a 20 to hit
Yes.
for 17 damage.
All right. Very nice. Okay.
Second one is a 16 to hit.
That's going to come up just short. Glancing off, using its horn to parry.
All right. Then we will come up with the other side of the weapon again for a third strike, which is a 22.
Yes.
Roll those. That is a 15 damage.
Okay. As you poke it in the nose, its nose is going to kind of smash in like a pug. And the light from within is going to intensify, start spilling out from all of the injuries. And it too is going to kind of go supernova in a bright flash. And as it fades, there are now 3 lion statues returned to flanking the stairs.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you mean to tell me that I booped that cat right on the snoot and then it exploded?
Yes. A newspaper,
just like in real life.
A newspaper would have been non-lethal. Squirt bottle. It wouldn't believe you when you said its bowl was full, so you had to boop it on the nose. That's how it goes.
All right, then with that, I will turn to, try and get the other one off of Bartholomew next turn.
Okay. You're gonna boop this one on the nose too. Who knows? Who knew that's how you fight agents of the heavens? The one on top of Bartholomew is gonna take its 2 big claw attacks. 21 and a 20.
Wait, what was that? I'm sorry, I was looking at the spell.
20 and 21 to hit.
20 and 21 miss.
Wow. Oh. Fancy. Yeah, so it's going to take 2 big swipes. I don't know if you're going to expertly dodge it or just kind of let it smack you in the chest.
He's just like looking at it. I'm going like, come on, kitty.
It's a good kitty. All right. That's going to be it for the lion. Balthazar.
All right. I guess I will. Confident. Yeah, I'll run up to the one that's on Bartholomew with my scythe, and I will start giving him what for. 1, 2, 3 slashes.
Okay.
So it'll be 26, 27, and 30.
Yes.
Damage will be... Nope, that's Eldritch Blast, not that damage. I guess it's the same. Alright, yeah, minimum damage. 9, 15, and 9 again.
24, 33.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
how does it look after that?
It is not doing well. I mean...
All right, I'll bonus action.
Okay.
Hit it with the blunt side.
All right.
23.
To hit, yes.
That'll be 1d4. For 10 damage.
So these mighty divine guardians of the gates of Mt Celestia have now fallen 2 in a row to a sharp boop on the nose as this one too caves in and explodes into radiant light, replacing...
Having been a soldier, Balthazar knows that sometimes in combat, when facing a new foe, you've got to learn on the fly what works most effective. And Balthazar saw that the boop on the snoot was the most effective method, and he went for the boop on the snoot.
This is how we're gonna free. Awesome. This is how we're gonna free the heavens, y'all. We're gonna boop on snoots. Seeing the 4th lion return to the position flanking the stairs. The other two give an approving grin in a human featured face, and not one that you're familiar with. It's not the old man, and it's not the same features as the other lions, which are pretty much identical to each other. And as they all six settle back in to their positions next to the stairs, the booming voice once again comes from the void. You have proven yourselves worthy of entrance. We do not meddle with what is on the other side of those gates, so we do not know what awaits you in either the Verdant Garden or the Vanguard. But for the sake of all life, we wish you success. Seek out the idols, the classification of angels, not an inanimate object, to aid you in your cause. They are the lower forms of celestials and should be ever present. Alabaster skin, blonde hair, glowing blue eyes of the devout, gorgeous feathered wings signal their divinity. Their devotion to the domain will be your greatest asset. The rusted gate screeches open, and beyond the open gate, a swirling takes place, and through it you see a vibrant meadow, green grass, wildflowers, bright sunny sky. We bid you welcome to Mt Celestia.
Mikhail will reach down with one hand towards one of his compatriots to help them off the ground.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeshua will allow himself to be pulled up.
Thanks, y'all. That thing was heavy.
Yeah.
And how bad does Mikhail look? You got hit pretty hard.
Who?
You're muted again.
Boo zoom.
I got hit the one time. I think it's Balthazar that got hit the most. Between the two of us, anyway. I took about 20 damage.
Okay.
I took about 30-something.
Bartholomew, how are you doing?
I am about 20 points down as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, Manny, I don't know if you want to do this, but I misspoke. The 21 would have hit, so if you want to roll damage for that. I got lucky.
We're looking forward, not back. No, you're fine. Okay, so
New character.
The gates swing open, and this portal within the kind of perimeter of the metal gate shows you this beautiful setting, most likely deserving of something called the Verdant Garden. You guys want to do?
Well, I'm gonna touch Balthazar on the shoulder and give him a little cure wounds as we walk forward, since he's looking the worst. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. 31 points you get back.
Wow.
31. All right. Thank you.
5. Do I lose the temporary hit points?
I
assume.
As long as I'm concentrating on it. Let me see. I think you would probably lose it because
at some point.
It's 1 minute. So yeah, you would lose them eventually.
Okay, I'll just take it. I'll just take it off right now. All right.
Yeah.
Well, ever sure-footed, sure of his next steps, Mikhail's gonna start striding towards the garden.
As the first through the portal, it's going to feel like a very light fabric as you kind of pierce the veil of it. And as you make your way through, your compatriots behind you will see you step through this portal. And as you completely enveloped by it, you will appear on the other side, a little further away from in their perspective. And they're going to see you kind of make your way in through the meadow, standing there amongst all the green grass and beautiful sunshine. And as you walk through, the sunshine is going to go from this kind of, I don't know, lifeless, just this kind of generic white light to a much more natural, like sunlight, so bright that it is blinding as you step through into the portal. Everybody else, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I'll shunt Malthus into his extra dimensional space for safekeeping, and I'll stroll on through as well.
Okay. Same thing. It's going to feel like a light fabric as you go through, and the sunshine is going to be so intense as you step through that it's going to be blinding just as you walk through the veil.
I guess I'll go through with Bartholomew.
Okay.
Do I have time to cast another Cure Wounds?
Sure.
All right. Take 16 hit points, my man.
All right.
My right hand man.
Very nice.
Nice, thank you.
All right. You two will step through the veil. You will see off in the distance Mikhail and kind of Balthazar just kind of standing there in the green meadow. The light blinding just as you go through. And as everybody goes through to the other side, this bright natural sunlight fades, and as your eyes adjust from the bright light, everything appears dark. And as you wait and expect your eyes to adjust and the view before you to be that of which you saw from the portal, you find out that's not the case. The landscape and the features of the world are exactly as you saw them, but instead of being lush and green and beautiful and alive, everything is black and rotted and decayed. A sure sign that whichever feeds the domain of life has been cut off from this place, and all that remains is a complete and total landscape of dead trees, fungus, molds, all kinds of things that are not the typical what you would expect to be in the lush domain of life. Trees are barren, rivers are dry, and you wonder if this is what it feels like to no longer exist. Such is the dread imposed by this place. Mushrooms and fungi adorn what little vegetation there is, and a gray haze hangs over the sky. Two winged humanoids come into view, making their way towards you, landing very gently and gracefully 15 feet in front of you. In perfect unison and devoid of any kind of characteristics or without looking any of you in the eye, they both say in unison, "Who do you serve?"
I serve life, but it seems to be gone from this place.
Our mistress has shown us the way. The way you define life on your plane is very self-centered and often destructive perspective. You feel that life is only green and lush, vibrant and fast-moving. Do the mushrooms not look like they are thriving? Why is this view of life any less valid? Why must our mistress give up her new seat to return to the way mortals view life? She is a god, and you are nothing. And as they finish speaking, they reach back, grab their wings, rip them off violently, leaving 2 bloody stumps. They do this without grimace or the slightest notion of pain. There is a new goddess in this domain, and she shall rule for all eternity. And on that note, we are going to take our little mid-show break. We will come back and deal with self-destructive angels.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so it is 9:04. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. To everybody who's tuned in tonight, thank you so much for watching. To my players, you guys have been absolutely great. Thank you. We're only halfway done with this session. Thank you so much for coming out and putting all that you have into this. I'm having time in my life, and I know this isn't about me, but still, thank you for that. So 9:05, we are going to take, like I said, about a 10-minute break. We will come back and we will find out what kinds of angels tear off their own wings while making eye contact with divine champions. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Hopefully everybody will stick around and see how we finish up today. We'll see you in a bit. Thank you. All right, we are back. Thank you to everybody who stuck with us on the other side of the break. I just gotta move. Hold on. Make sure. Shit, I knew this was gonna happen. I know. Like everybody's like, oh, it gets so much easier. Balthazar. Oh, okay, cool. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Cool, and I did it the easy way. All right, sorry. So we're back. Thanks for everybody who stuck around with us on the other side of the break, as well as me fussing at Zoom. When we left the party, they had strewn through the gates to Mt Celestia with the initial belief that it was going to be some beautiful, lush landscape as befitting something called the Verdant Garden. Instead, they came through the gate to a corrupted version, one where the typical reign of the deities of life have failed and been replaced by this corrupted and slightly askewed version of what it means to be a domain of life. And as the party
slightly askew,
a
little bit
perspective, you know, we're gonna try to Thanos this whole corrupting life thing and make them relatable. 2 winged humans come into view, gracefully make their way towards you to a gentle landing 15 feet in front of the party. They asked who they served, at which point they were told that Yeshua and the party serves life, to which they replied, our mistress has shown us the way. The way you define life on your plane is very self-centered and often self-destructive perspective. You feel that life is only green and lush, vibrant and fast-moving. Do the mushrooms not look like they are thriving? Why is this view of life any less valid? Why must our mistress give up her new seat to return to the mortal's view of life? She is a god, and you are nothing. And as they do so, they stare the party blankly in the face, reach behind them, rip their wings off, leaving only bloody stumps. There they are up in stream. And I'm going to need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
I gotta love how we somehow went from snoot booping to body mutilation in no time flat.
I knew it would go that way.
You know, you guys
Always
don't
does.
You guys don't even want to know what's next. All right, so yeah, these angels, for all their badassery and wing tearing,
Good
are
God.
apparently not in too eager of a rush to actually physically fight. Yeah, so they'll probably be going last, barring disaster. Mikhail, what'd you get?
I got a 15.
Okay. Bartholomew.
a 20. Thank you.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh,
Yeshua.
6 again.
Ooh, okay. Balthazar.
Also a 6.
Wow. Okay.
Twinsies.
I was just
Dex
kidding.
of 2.
My dex is also 2. You want to roll to see?
I have a +0.
You want a tiebreak roll?
4.
17.
There you go. You're first.
All right. Sweet.
Oh, and I gotta roll 4. Well, no, I don't, because he's not out.
All
My
right.
familiar's not
Oh,
here.
yeah.
So these angels, 2 of them, they're up in stream. Gold kilts, a glowing blue eyes, the nice kind of stylish blonde celestial hair, alabaster skin, and bloody feathered stumps that used to be the symbols of their touch of the divine. And they stand in front of you, blank expression, this morning star in their head. And Mikhail, first to go. Oh, no. Bartholomew, first to go.
Yeah, so would everybody be like close to me, like within like reach 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So he would say, well, fellas, buckle up. And he touches each of them and casts at the 3rd level heroism. So they are now immune to being afraid and have 12 temporary hit points at the start of their turn. And I will activate my voice of authority, which will allow them to use their reaction to cast or to make a weapon attack against a creature of my choice. So each of them will be able to do, I guess, a ranged attack real quick if they would like to against either of the angels.
The Buffy cleric. I love it. Not in the Vampire Slayer sense, but in the one who gives buffs.
Yes.
All right. You guys all followed that, right? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good. You guys.
You were. What did you say, Mikhail? You were muted.
Yeah, I immediately went Vampire Slayer, and I was briefly very confused.
Yeah, no, not the Christy Swanson or the Sarah Michelle Gellar version. Neither one.
Love it though.
The Christy
Sure.
Swanson one way better because there's Luke Perry and Donald Sutherland in it.
I don't
Anyway.
think I actually ever saw it. I should. Moving on.
Our quest to the gods got derailed by comparing Buffy the movie and Buffy the show. Great. All right, cool. All right, Bartholomew, buff vending machine, both physically, you look good, and one who gives buffs. What else you got?
That's all I'm doing for my turn. So I guess everyone else could probably just do their attacks next.
Okay. Mikhail, it is up to you.
Actually, a little hesitant to, lash out at what appear at first glance to be celestial beings. He's just going to
Mentally ill celestial beings.
Yeah, no joke. And just rip those. That's just messed up. He's more concerned for them than anything.
Are you guys okay?
Very same.
You good, guys?
We don't have to do this.
Oh.
No kidding. Like, I'd rather not, So rather than lashing out, he's going to use his bonus action to cast Divine Favor on himself, which allows him to do a little extra damage when he attacks. And he'll just, prepare to take a swing at anything that makes a move against him or his companions.
All right. It is now the idol's turn. In the darkness, kind of a overcast sky above, you hear thunder and that very dramatic parting of the clouds like you see usually when the divine is involved. And as the clouds part, the gray sky still remains, but a gigantic column of searing radiant light is called down from the sky. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, hey, I'm proficient. 23.
Okay.
5.
Ooh, no.
I got an 8.
Also no.
We're just like little commoners. It's adorable. Glass cannons for the win.
I got a 13, but if that does not pass,
It does not.
okay. So I will use my favored by the gods ability to give myself a bonus here.
Okay.
2d4, right?
Ooh.
Bartholomew, are you a high enough rogue to be able to like dodge or anything, or is that just, you know what I mean?
So that makes it that's a 19 now.
Okay. All right. So Balthazar and Mikhail will pass. Bartholomew and Yeshua will fail.
Yep.
Ka-chow.
A lot of dice he's rolling.
Okay.
All right. For our party members that failed, you will take 37 radiant damage as
In a row?
the
I have resistance.
Hey, get back here. I love you, buddy. All right, so you guys are going to take 37 of God's searing smite from just burning radiant light. Balthazar and Mikhail, you're going to take 18 radiant damage as this ridiculous blast of holy light comes flying out of the sky.
Well, there goes all my temp HP.
Yeah, Mikhail has resistance to being an Azamar, so he's gonna shrug that
nice.
off too.
Very nice.
Nice.
That's right. Azamars have resistance to radiant.
Okay, so that's going to be...
And my concentration's broken now. I got a 16. So
Try not to
y'all
break any
lose.
concentration on your way
Wait.
to the parking lot.
How much damage did you take, Bartholomew?
I took 37. So I think 18 would technically be half.
Wow,
so,
you
yeah,
like just
just
missed
barely.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I really Okay, so that was the first one. The one to the left, we'll call him Radiant Idol number 1. Radiant Idol number 2 is going to step forward and see a tiefling before him and give it a little kind of show expression for the first time and give it a little smirk while turning a vengeful, deep blue gaze at Bartholomew and take 2 attacks with the old flail.
These guys are racist, man.
A little bit.
20.
I honestly thought they were gonna swing at us with their ripped off wings. Like,
Okay.
I feel like it's an improvised weapon that doesn't quite do it justice. The visual,
It's really goth.
the visual is absolutely there.
I'm getting those
It's
wings.
so metal.
yeah, it deals like 1d4 bludgeoning and like 2d8 psychic
Psychic.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It didn't really hurt you physically, but mentally you're gonna need to talk to
Your
somebody.
capacity for fighting
You're
is
gonna
lost.
need some
Yeah.
therapy.
You have exactly 6 days to seek therapy, or you're going to take 6 levels of exhaustion and not want to get out of bed. It's going to be a 25 and a 19 to hit, Bartholomew.
25 hits, the 19 doesn't.
Okay. 1d8 plus 6. You are going to take 9 bludgeoning damage and 17 radiant damage as it just takes a swing using what it believes to be divine justice as a means of punishing your lack of faith, which they find exceptionally disturbing.
Oh, so it moved to strike my compatriot in melee?
Yeah, it took a couple of steps forward.
Yeah, he about to get messed up.
All right, bro, I was giving you a chance now.
That's a 19 on the die, so
yeah.
32?
Yes.
So that's, oh, sorry, gotta roll my bonus. That's 21 damage.
Ooh, very nice. Big numbers. I like it. All right. Is that all you got for your reaction?
That was actually my readied action.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that. All right. So you good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeshua, you have one in front of you that called down the divine light. And then one that you feel doesn't quite live up to the standards of tolerance that maybe you should have in the lands of the divine.
That's just my personal opinion.
Look, man, I'm not trying to tell you how to run heaven. I'm just saying.
Maybe somebody new needs to be in charge. Just why we're here.
You angling for a promotion there, Yeshua?
Under new management.
I'm just saying.
I'll still take over.
I just think we should. I just think we're here for a reason. I feel like these guys are not well in the head. And this fight has broken out, which is fine. I can't help that. It is what it is. But before... I don't know, he's just going to do it. So he's going to reach out to this one in front of him, step up to him or whatever, and sort of place a hand like on his face and say, "Come back to the light," and cast Greater Restoration. And if this idol is being like charmed or cursed or anything that's being imposed upon its will outside of it just having decided, because if it's decided of its own free will to follow this evil goddess or whatever, then there's really nothing that we can do besides trying to like a persuasion check or whatever. But if this is something that has happened to it, then he's going to try to break it free.
All right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm using a 5th level spell slot.
Do you have to roll? Do I have to roll? Nothing?
No, it's just
Okay.
if it's under if it's charmed or petrified or cursed, then it breaks that instantaneously.
It looks
so
curiously.
Either it works or it doesn't work.
It looks curiously as you kind of deign to step to this using the 90s parlance, and almost as offended by your touch. And as the spell kind of makes its way through the body, it turns to you. We do not blindly serve here. We are not beaten into submission with things such as guilt or sin. We, all of us here, choose to be here. We do not serve. We believe, and we shall overcome your petty views on life. And its eyes glow just viciously, intensely, as it, with every ounce of its being, gives you every impression that it is 100% about this life.
Okay.
All right.
Then that's my turn.
Okay. Balthazar.
All right. Well, believe this, and I'll run up to it and give him the quadruple smash.
All right.
Or the triple slash and the one smash.
The one that casts the radiant light, or
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one that's speaking too, right?
They're both speaking at the same time. Well,
Okay.
not the last time was the one that would be the one that Yeshua touched.
I'm gonna hit the one that's already been attacked.
Okay.
God damn. So a 3, a 2, and a 13 plus, what was my plus? 13. So 15, 16, and 26.
The 26, yes.
All right. So that one will just be for 11 damage.
Okay.
And then with the bonus action, actually, not with the bonus action. It's when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. Okay, no. So yeah, with the bonus action, I'll just hit him with the back end of it. 27
To hit, yes.
for 9 damage.
Okay.
And that will end my turn. And now he will have disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes against one of my spells.
Just yours?
Just mine, yeah.
We will go back up to the top of initiative, and Bartholomew, you have 2 radiant idols in front of you, both wings, one having called down some divine light, completely uninjured to this point, and then the other one not doing so hot relatively. He's had better days.
Start mini plays.
I am going to cast Mass Healing Word
Okay.
at let's say the 4th level. So that will do 2d4 plus 4. I'm just rolling them on there. So that is 9 points of HP to everyone. Everybody. I am going to use my embodiment of the law to make that a bonus action, and then everyone, since I cast a spell, a 1st level spell or higher on them, can do a reaction to make an attack against any of the other creatures. So do we want to do that first, or you want me to do my attack?
Do you, and then we'll do everybody else.
Okay, so I would move to the one that's taken damage, and I would use my short sword on them. And I get a 23 to hit.
Yes.
All right. Is one of my compatriots next to this guy as well?
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be 3d6.
Sneak attack.
With a sneak attack. And then I didn't do my Divine Smite earlier, but I add Divine Smite on top of that. So that is going to be 9 points of piercing damage plus 4 psychic damage.
Okay. Sorry.
Not doing much of the damages, but that's what I got. That's
Okay.
me.
All right. And then it's one of your choosing. You can have everybody attack the one that has been hit or the one that hasn't.
I guess that's the one that's been hit.
Okay.
Yeah, at least adjacent to that one.
Yeah.
And it's also, you don't have to. So you have the option to use your reaction to do that. So.
Okay. We'll just go down the line. Mikhail, you want to take your shot at this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a smack.
Okay.
It's 29
Yes.
for 23 damage.
Ooh, very nice.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Yeshua, you want to take a shot at this?
Oh.
At one of them?
Hold up, almost forgot.
Oh.
One more damage. 1 point.
Am I close enough?
You
'Cause
walked.
I'm next to the other one.
Yeah, go ahead and take against that one if you'd like.
Okay.
They're kind of the same being. You can do a kind of Gemini thing. Creepy.
I honestly don't think that he would,
Okay.
but yeah.
All right. Balthazar, you gonna take a swing at one of them?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll say, I know you are. I was just being polite.
Damn. 17.
17 is gonna come up just short.
All right.
It's gonna kind of parry away with its shirtless self, and not depend on its armor to take the brunt of that. Okay, so that's all right. That's through everybody for their reaction. Bartholomew, once we did everybody's reaction, your turn is over. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody's gotten their reaction. Now we are to Mikhail and his legit turn.
Actually, can I disengage so as a bonus action? Well, no, I've used my bonus action. Never mind. Sorry.
Roguey stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mikhail, your actual legit full turn.
Right? I mean, I've still got one guy right in front of me that seems pretty determined to hurt Bartholomew, and that's not cool.
And that ain't too cool. Hey, Jod, where you going with that wing in your hand?
Does a 17 hit?
You're gonna also come up just short. They have grown ever confident.
It's okay, I've got more chances. Yeah, that one's a 32.
Yes.
For 23 damage.
Nice.
And then we'll swing around for a snoot booping.
Okay. Don't think it's gonna have the same effect, but we'll see. Let's see what the dice say.
Yeah, you never know. It's a 28 to hit
Yes.
for 18 damage.
Sorry. We're doing a lot bigger numbers than I'm used to, so it's taking me a second. As you've taken these shots, and in a similar way to the lions, except for the fact that these dudes are shirtless, all the gouges and actual physical damage, well, true. All the physical damage leaves, gouges and slashes in it. But instead of a divine white light seeping out, it is just a black void that looks like nothing can escape. It just like you're looking into a nothingness as each one of them takes injuries. All right, Mikhail, that's it for you. The snoot boop is the cherry on the sundae. Fabulous. The idols. The first one is going to take umbrage with having the cleric believe that something was wrong with them and that they needed to be cured when they're just trying to live their best lives. It's going to take 2 big flail attacks at Yeshua and do fuck all. 11's definitely not going to get it done. 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to take 8 bludgeoning and 15 radiant damage as it manages to smash you with its flail. The severely injured one is going to look to the sky for a blessing in whatever form may come. The clouds are once again going to part, and a giant beam of radiant light is going to pour out from the sky. And I need everybody to make a a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh my gosh. Dice jail.
I'm gonna go ahead and put Yeshua down as no.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Same.
Mikhail, Bart's gonna pass. Mikhail's gonna pass. Balthazar.
12.
Ooh, that's gonna be no. All right.
Bartholomew, were those temporary hit points still up?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
Gotcha. 5, 8. Not bad. To Yeshua and Balthazar, you're going to take 33 points of radiant damage. Bartholomew and Mikhail are going to take 16, plus whatever natural mitigation you have on your own end, as another blast of searing white light comes bursting through the clouds. And
Sorry, what was the pass number?
16.
So yeah, big boom from the sky. I took 8 damage.
Look, man, you can't hurt me with my own belief structure. All right.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be it for the idols. It is now Yeshua's turn.
Okay. How hurt does everybody look?
Quarter.
I'm looking pretty rough, but
I'm all right. 15 points of damage.
Okay.
I'm 70 points down.
Yee,
Okay.
that's a lot.
All right.
They're picking on him, man.
They are, because I'm just a human.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas most of my damage got eaten up by the temp HP he gave me.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to use my channel divinity. I'm gonna pull out like a little gold flower or something, I don't know. And I'm going to give myself, I'm gonna give each of us 25 hit points. Well, myself, Bartholomew, and Balthazar, but it can't raise you to more than half of your hit points.
So if I've already got more than half, it does nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it doesn't do anything. Like I hate
Okay.
questions like
So
that.
if you're below half, it gets you 2/2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Did you say that you were 25%?
No, 25% of damage of it has been taken off. Sorry.
I misunderstood.
Yeah,
That's
no,
okay.
I got a good chunk taken off, but I'm doing okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeshua, anything else?
Nah.
Okay. Balthazar, back to you. The one in front of you that just called down the heavenly light, not doing well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit him with another triple shot.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, because he's got disadvantage on a save, so I'm gonna hit him with what the hell's it called?
I think they're called spells.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, that can't be it. That doesn't make sense. Mind sliver. That's it.
Nice.
All right. So I need him to make a DC 20 intelligence saving throw. Yeah, I don't know if DC 20 intelligence saving throw.
At disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, let's just say no.
All right. It's 3d6, so that'll be 10 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then, so that was with my action, and then with my bonus action, I get to, what is it? Make one weapon attack.
Alright.
Oh, I went up under. 15 plus 13,
Yeah.
25, 28.
Yes.
What is the glaive? There is 1d10 plus 8. 18.
Damage?
Yes.
Alright. Describe...
Oh, and then...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, describe how you dispatch of this no-winged angel, which is the,
Sure thing.
the follow-up song.
Yeah, so I had, with my last strike, I had hit him with my Eldritch Strike that gave me the ability to undercut his resistance to my spells. So then on this turn, I was able to dig right into his mind and make an attack right on his psyche that left him open to another strike, and right across the chest finished him off.
As you open just this gaping wound with a scythe too, yeah?
Yep.
Across its chest. At no point has this thing bled. It's just been like gouged open. And as it's gouged open for the first time, this black, almost tar-like substance flies out, but not in like the kind of blood spurt sense, but much more in it just starts to envelop the entire body of this angel, turning it into this big, just kind of undulating black mass before losing all kind of physical integrity and just splashing down into this thick black ooze that is now a puddle scattered about your feet, leaving one angel or radiant idol remaining. Balthazar, is that it?
I guess I'll use my movement to fly over and try to outflank the one remaining. I'll get down behind him and prepare to attack. Maybe take his attention off of the cleric in front of him.
Okay. Balthazar. All right. We are back up to the top with Bartholomew. Just the one idol remains, but potentially watch where you step.
Okay. So, how many of my compatriots are within 5 feet of me?
Probably all of them to some extent.
All right. So I would cast heroism at 3rd level and touch all 3 of them. So they gain temporary hit points. And since I cast a 1st level spell or higher, they get to do a reaction to attack the angel that is still up.
Okay.
And then for the rest of my turn, I'm just going to use my bonus action to disengage and move 35 feet away.
Okay.
How many temp HP do we get?
It will be 4. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The one idol remains. It gets, I guess, distracted as you just kind of dip on out of there. We'll go back around for who wants to make their reaction attack. Mikhail?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That is a 32 to hit
Yes.
for 22. No, wait. 25 damage.
Nice. big numbers. Slow me down. All right. Yeshua, yes or no?
Yeah. He's actually going to just strike out with one palm.
Okay.
What's this? That is a 19 to hit.
Yes.
As an unarmed strike.
Okay. And does this count as a weapon attack? Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case,
It's as improvised as it gets.
1 bludgeoning damage and 8 radiant damage.
Woo. A little bit.
So it's almost more of like a monk.
I was gonna say, I was like, you got
looks
some monk in
way
there?
more. Yeah, no, it's just it's like a divine strike.
Did you make the- did you
Yeah,
make
it
the
looks way more
dramatic face
magical
too?
than melee. It's just more of like a resigned, like I don't want to do this, but you're literally attacking me with a flail right now. Can you please stop?
This is the semi-pacifist boop on the snoot. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much. This is as violent as it gets for Yeshua.
All right, Balthazar, your reaction.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and take my swing. 25.
Yes.
And I know it's D10. Where's my D10s? 13.
Okay.
That was with no proficiency modifier, by the way, because I'm pretty sure he's not proficient in punching people.
Everyone is proficient with their own unarmed strikes.
Well, it's Yeshua, so
I've seen some
I know
fights
for a fact that I'm not.
I've seen some fights outside of bars where I'm like, man, I can't even imagine you can stand up. You're so uncoordinated. Like, good lord, what led you to think you were going to get in a fight? You could fall down at any moment. All right, so that's everybody through their reactions. Bartholomew, that's the end of you, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. To Mikhail and the one radiant idol left.
Since the moment we showed up, they've done nothing but try and kill us, and I don't really feel like trying my luck with another one of those divine fucking radiant shit from the
Bullshit,
sky
yeah.
things.
On the positive note, they
So,
only get one a day. So,
I don't know that.
well, trust me, there's something new coming.
Oh no.
No, there's not. No, there's not. Swing. Still not a crit, but close enough. 30.
Yeah.
For 16 damage.
Okay.
Next one is an 18.
To hit, yes.
All right, and that is 22 damage. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting to roll my bonus damage. So that's 24 damage.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not used to subtracting like numbers in the 20s at a time. Like up to like 15, 16, I'm usually pretty good. Now that we're in like the 20s, I'm like, math. Okay. That it? Can I do?
And nope, got a snoop boop
Oh.
Of course.
for another 30 to hit.
Yes.
Another 18 damage.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah.
Sturdy bastard. All right.
They're
I'm done.
they're fueled with self-righteous belief and power.
Yeah, but so am I.
aren't we all?
Mood.
Yeah, everyday life, not even mood. All right. So this one remaining idol in this kind of just gross and Tim Burton, not Tim Allen. Like Tim Burton's. Yeah, not the same thing at all. This Tim Burton holiday festival. Tim Burton presents The Nightmare Before Easter.
I want to watch that.
Kind of do too. I think the rabbit would be cool. So all of this decayed life and, rotted things everywhere are naturally going to feed into the life of insects as things break down and decompose. They're going to attract the bugs. And this idol is going to look at this one particular swarm of flies just off and make a gesture and move them. And Balthazar, you are behind them, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Then Bartholomew, Mikhail, and Yeshua, I'm going to need you all to make a there we go. Constitution saving throw? Or
Nothing personnel, kid.
Even though I moved like 35 feet away.
You're going to be good. You were way too far away. So, Mikhail and Yeshua.
Well,
10.
Okay, we're going to say no to both of those. Could be worse. As he does, you're going to be swarmed by this just collection of bugs just meandering about on all this decaying stuff as it casts Insect Plague. And everybody, 8, 11. You're going to take 20 piercing damage as these bugs just fly at you at such a high speed, pelting you like you're flying down a road on a motorcycle without a helmet. Getting hit in the face with rocks and stuff. It's gross. That's the first time I ever used that spell. That was kind of cool. So that's going to be it for its turn. Idols. Yeshua.
alright. Going to who's within touching range of me? Just Mikhail?
Yes.
Or also Balthazar?
No, because he's going to be on the.
I've got
He's on the other side. You got a
thing between us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and reach out and touch Mikhail. And
I'm a
cast
radiant
Cure
idol
Wounds.
away.
Okay.
I want radiant idol away. Alright. And you may regain 27 hit points to Mikhail.
Man, I'm feeling great.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And I'll regain a few that I desperately need. Alright.
Life
and
clerics,
that's-
man. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeshua, that's it for you?
Yep.
Okay. Balthazar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from behind this bad boy, I'm going to just go ahead and excuse me, hold back my scythe and make my 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the backside.
Okay.
All 4 at once. All right, 10, 8, 16. So that's 8 is 21 is the lowest.
Yeah, they'll all hit.
All right, and that will be.
That will be one dead celestial, please.
I hope so. So it's 18 plus 18 plus 12.
48.
Yep.
Okay.
And how's it looking? Still alive?
No.
Okay.
As you slash at it with your scythe, the same thing happens. A dramatic wound becomes just this well of like ichor as it covers the body. It loses its form and splashes down into this puddle, merging with the puddle from the other radiant idol. And as everything kind of settles, the quietness of everything except for like the buzzing of insects, the croaking of frogs, and the kind of rustling of like damp leaves that have been rained on and are gross. And the clouds begin to part, and the gross, decayed, and corrupted vision of the domain of life suddenly is flush and green, and you hear birds singing. The black puddle in front of you of the remains of the two radiant idols begins to bubble a little bit, little action. Kind of stirring. I can't forget what you guys can see me better than the stream can. So it just kind of comes together, and as it does, it combines and reforms into this gigantic, tall, kind of black form encased in a cocoon. And as the takes more features and kind of shapes, it turns from this black, almost like liquid latex, to a form that fades and color is reformed and feathers appear as something is wrapped in a set of wings. Eventually the wings take off and sprout behind them, revealing a uncorrupted kind of image of the radiant idol from before. This one with a Justin Bieber circa 2007 haircut. And it stands there, and all of your beliefs and conceptions about what it would be to be in the presence of a true celestial being are manifested. You are just unbelievably impressed by this thing. Its wings flap open. Greetings, mortals. For Yeshua and Mikhail, you will know what I am, for each of you has one of me. I am a deva, for I am the spokesman of the gods. The voice you have heard inside, urging you forward, has always been mine. And now, in the presence of a true God, I offer you something we do not offer very often. I offer you a seat at the right hand of our mistress in the new order and the new view on life that she wishes to bring, thanks to those who let us in and are truly leading the assault on Mt Celestia. You have come to my mistress first. She sees your prowess and your conviction and realizes that, like everybody else here, you too could serve willingly at her right hand, dispensing her divine justice and shaping all planes of existence as she sees fit. All you need do is bow before me, and her grace shall be upon you. Do not take too long, mortals, for her generosity is only overshadowed by her impatience. She wishes to begin this new life as soon as you kneel. What say you?
This is not life. This is decay. This is one step from death.
I take your lack of belief in her vision as a polite refusal to serve. Perhaps a token or demonstration of her power would be at hand should your companions find themselves intransigent as well. What say you, son of the abyss? Do you not appreciate that which we are trying to do here?
I have no strong opinions one way or the other towards what you're trying to do here. But it has nothing to do with me. This is not my destiny. I will not fight willingly for you.
Very well. My divine brother, you have always had one of our kind ever present in every decision that you have made. Who are you to say that that divine plan set before you that has brought you here today is not to bring you here in service of this new order that your life spent caring for and helping the less fortunate has made no lasting impact on your world? They're still poor. There are still suffering. Your acts are small. Hers are grand. Join us here on Celestia, where you have always belonged and always had a home. Do your gestures, but do them with the weight of a truly powerful God behind you.
I've come here to be a leader, not to sit beside someone else's throne.
Then lead your friends to their imminent destruction in this futile attempt at stopping my mistress. Then consider yourself accomplished in your task. And last, it's going to shrink itself down in size from its imposing 14-foot frame and walk to Balthazar, or Bartholomew. You are the shortest lived of all of these creatures. You will be but a memory when they are middle-aged, if even that. This is your chance to overcome the inherent weakness and fragility of the human existence and ascend to something much greater than any of your kind ever has. You will be forever known across eternity as opposed to this blip in the life of other lesser beings. This is your chance to transcend your base existence. What say you?
You know, I chuckle a little bit at that, honestly, because what you think is weakness, I think is beauty. I think my fragility shows how amazing and wonderful I can be. And I think my deeds have shown that what I bring to the table, bringing life and happiness to folks, is way better than what your so-called lady of life, or whatever you're saying, brings us. I don't think it's life. I think it's destruction, and I think it's atrocious. So I will humbly have to decline. So you can take that back to your woman, whatever she's called. But I stand with my fellow friends here, and I hope I will be remembered fondly.
If your fragility is the measure of beauty, then prepare to be the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Its wings are going to close back around itself. It's going to just kind of dissolve into nothingness, and the clouds are going to part a bright, radiant light is going to pass down. And as it does, a shadow eclipses it, and a dark silhouette just rides down the cascade of light before you. And this both haunting and beautiful female angel with a golden scythe, black wings, long dress, and a golden crown floats down before you. Welcome to the Verdant Garden, a world where those who truly embrace their purpose and what they are about, no complications of pride or ego or choice, but a new life where life sustains life, does not destroy it wantonly. It does not crave for more than it needs. It needs not worship or adulation. It needs survival, and that it shall. Once your kind is rid of not only my home, but the material plane as well. Me and my other compatriots who now sit atop these thrones of power will end all existence forever, beginning with you. And I'm going to need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
Man, if I don't go first, I'm gonna be so mad.
Ugh. Man, these divine beings talk a lot of shit, but do not want to like jump up in initiative here. Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
overconfidence. Overconfidence makes them complacent.
Mikhail, what'd you get?
I got a 26.
Ooh. I will understand your. Don't worry, the monster's not going first. Bartholomew.
I got a whopping 11.
Okay.
Or no, 12. Sorry, 12.
All right. Balthazar.
10.
Yeshua. 6.
18.
Ooh. Whoa.
I know. Let me go.
Woo. Your dice okay?
I switched out.
Yeah, this one learned its lesson watching the others get thrown in prison.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So what'd the crazy god lady get?
9.
Hey! My +2 helped.
All right. So this seemingly benevolent, or at least in her own view, benevolent dark goddess who has recently supplanted all of those at the head of the domain of life has offered you a chance to serve her. I mean, you guys didn't even really hear her out. She gave you just like the elevator pitch, and you were like, "Nope."
Nah.
You didn't ask for a compensation package, PTO. You don't know, man. This might be a part-time gig.
You'd think this is the first time Mikhail's had a bad guy be like, but what if you joined me?
Yeah. I know you came all this way, but what if
Hey, Ringo,
Uno reverse?
I hate to burst your bubble, but this ain't the first time I've had a gun pointed at my face.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad motherfucker.
All right. Mikhail, you are first to go.
Not even gonna do anything fancy this turn. just gonna point, lay my Hexblade curse on her. Yeah, that is my target. And then with my bonus action... No, wait, that was my bonus action. My action... it's called Radiant Soul, my Azamar ability. So my wings are going to sprout out of the back of my armor. Big, feathery angel wings. About to bring it to this lady.
Nice.
And how far is she from my little group here?
About 15 to 20 feet.
All right, so I will just move forward just a little bit, placing myself firmly between her and my little group so that she's, you know, just out of my reach.
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right. Yeshua, unexpectedly, up towards the top.
Yes. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast a Beacon of Hope.
All right.
Which...
Dude, I love that thing.
Yeah. So, it is concentration, but so long as everyone is within 30 feet, you all have advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws, and healing does maximum hit points.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Suddenly everybody's reborn lineage. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I'm going to definitely have my shield out. And be like hiding behind somebody, probably.
Okay.
Way tougher than me.
Get him.
That's my turn.
All right. Bartholomew.
How's everybody on hit points?
I'm not
I
great,
feel
not gonna
great.
lie.
Yeah, Mikhail is
So
rare to go.
we could use some healing. All
I
right.
am at about 75%.
I'm below half.
I'll go ahead and do mass healing word at my use at my 6th level spell slot. So that's 4d4 plus 4, so max would be 28. Did I do that math right? No, it'd be 20. So 20 HP to everybody.
What, thank you.
And
Thank you.
since I cast a spell on y'all,
Oh, yeah.
y'all can get your reactions to attack the... What does this goddess look like?
She's in stream.
Yeah, I can see if I can put her up. Actually, I can't put her up.
I saw
Okay,
that
I see her.
exact picture
Yeah.
earlier this week.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that lady. Don't take that out of context.
What if I
Ah.
could?
Yeah, so there she is in stream.
We have to be
Nice.
in melee range already, right? We can't, like, move to
No,
get...
Yeah.
I didn't think
You
so.
you can do a ranged attack though.
Oh, well,
It has to be a weapon attack though, I think.
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
Yeah, a weapon attack. But it can be ranged.
Okay.
I've got a longbow.
All right, then we'll go just like we used to with initiative orders. This last time it was easier because Bartholomew is at the top. So Balthazar, are you going to take your reaction?
If that's you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I heard Bartholomew in my head. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop my glaive and pull out my longbow.
All right.
And make my 3 attacks with the longbow.
Just your reaction.
One is a reaction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. So just 15 to hit.
No, it does not. It's going to
Didn't think it
just
would.
kind of like Matador with its almost sentient, really kind of dope black Elvira cloak. It's got going on.
Cool.
All right, so that's your reaction. Mikhail, you going to take yours?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not in range.
Yeshua, no.
No, I'm not
Okay.
in range either.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Back to Balthazar for your full turn.
Yep. I'm going to rush forward on the wing and go straight at her and hit her with the 3 glaive hits.
Okay.
The 3 scythe hits. Right up in her face. Oh, there's an 8 plus 13, a 14 plus 13, and a 20 plus 13.
8 plus... so what, 21's the lowest?
Yes.
Okay, so they'll all hit.
All right, and 1's a crit.
Ooh, okay. Do the 2 non-crits, and then we'll do the big one.
Sure thing. So the first one is 9, second one is 18.
Hold on. We got 18.
And the third one will be 24.
Okay.
And then, so I'll fly right up to her and hit her with all 3, one to the side, one straight down. And then I will swoop up underneath her wing and get on the other side of her. So I'm on the other side of her from my allies. And that's when we'll do the bonus action, the back of the scythe.
Okay.
For another 8, 21.
To hit, yes.
That would be 3 plus 8, so another 11 damage.
Okay.
And that will end my turn. She'll have a disadvantage on the next saving throw for my spells.
Okay. You've hit her pretty hard. And just like the Radiant Idols when they rip their wings off, she makes no grimace. She even kind of chuckles at what she views to be your kind of feeble attempt for she is a goddess. I mean, look at her. That's as goddess as it gets, homie.
Okay, chuckle fuck.
All right. Speaking of said goddess, having kind of definitely once again taking umbrage with something running up and presuming to do anything about it, she is going to take 2 swings with her scythe.
Scythe versus scythe.
Jesus Christ. All right, one's going to be a 13, so that's not going to get it done. The other one's going to be a 22 on Balthazar.
You'll see Eldritch energy erupt from one of his armbands and casts a shield, raising my AC up to 23 until my next turn, as a reaction to her hitting me.
Okay. She's going to kind of pause for a second, once again continuously smirk, not too concerned about the progress of all of this. That will be the end of her turn, and we will go back up to Mikhail.
That's right. I was thinking of initiative order for the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am first this time.
You were emphatic about it.
Very exciting. So, seeing that Balthazar has already closed the gap, I'm going to, fly forward with my newly sprouted wings and get on the other side of her and make my attacks.
Okay.
That's a 26.
Yes.
So that's 46 damage.
Holy shit. Hold Holy shit.
Yeah, the Asmar racial plus the curse plus everything else, it adds up, man.
I'm bringing everything I got at this girl. All right, awesome. What else you got?
Another swing.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's a 28 to hit.
Yes.
That's 24 damage.
Okay.
Followed by a snoot booping.
All right.
It's 29 to hit.
Yes.
For 21 damage.
All right. Okay. You're going to take your best shots at it. And you being the skilled adventurer that you are, you know your abilities, and you know that even goddess or not, your strikes are true and mathematically effective. And despite this, she still stands there with this just grimace and just pure disdain, not for you attempting to kill her, but for wasting her time and refusing her generous offer. Is that it? Or you got another one?
Yeah. No, that's all I got.
All right, cool. Yeshua.
All right. Let's see. How does everybody look at the moment?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
ask me
completely
after her
full.
turn, though.
Yeah, right?
Right, okay. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a little bit of cure wounds on myself because I want to be not dead so I can keep healing you guys.
I guess.
All right, that's gonna be my turn.
How dare you use
Yeah,
a spell slot on keeping yourself alive? It's absolutely ridiculous.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so selfish.
Cleric's all about self-care. Look, I'm doing self-care so I can take care of you. You're
Player
welcome.
versus player right now.
You got to put your own oxygen mask on first before you put it on others.
Just
Yes.
how it works.
True.
Sometimes.
While I'm taking big panic breaths like they explain in Fight Club. And then I pass out because I'm a heavy smoker and hyperventilating basically does that. All right, Yeshua, a little self-care. Anything else?
That's it.
Outstanding. All right,
Hiding behind my shield.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew is going to raise up his sword, and it starts to glow, and he's going to cast slow from his hand on to her. So she must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It's a big number, but I don't know if I'm worried. It's 24. That should be good, yeah?
Dang it. Yeah, she passes.
Okay. No.
All right. Well,
For a second.
I'm gonna pop my last embodiment of the law. So that was a bonus action, and then I'm going to just go ahead and cast Toll the Dead on her.
Okay.
So another wisdom saving throw.
$23 this time.
Dang it. Well, that's all I can do.
All right.
Manny,
Sir.
to give you a little perspective, in all of my time playing D&D, I have had one character where a 24 wouldn't pass the spell save DC. You're fine.
The last level 15, the spell DC for the wizard was like 26. And they fought a purple worm, which I got news for you, could roll like a 25 and still not make it. So just kind of leery, a little gun shy from my PTSD from my last level 15 shine, where I was totally wrong about the math. All right.
Is that the one where you were saying you were a little too lax with the items?
Yeah, I let everybody have everything. I was like, fucking go nuts, you guys. They're like, we could have legendary stuff. I was like, shit, yeah, go for it. Then I get, like I said, then I get DCs in like the 26s against a purple worm and a Draco Lich. So the wizard got to basically do whatever he wanted.
Wow.
Yeah. So we learned. All right. Balthazar, you have this woman. Like I said, I'm into her. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a nice picture.
Yeah. The art department.
Yeshua is judging all of you.
Feeling it. All right, so Balthazar is going to hit her with a hold person.
Okay.
I need a DC 20 wisdom save at disadvantage because I hit her with my weapon attack.
She has advantage on all saving throws, so it's just going to be a straight up roll. Wisdom.
That's kind of what I imagined with the boss character, but still helps.
It's going to be 20 on the nose.
Oh, well, so much for that slot. And so that's my action. With my bonus action, I will probably not do shit. Oh, well, I'll hit her with my Hexblade's Curse as well.
Okay.
And yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. She's going to take like a pretty hilarious smirk and laugh at, kind of everybody. And she's going to make kind of this finger gesture, and all of this kind of like thick fog of corruption is going to coalesce into a little ball in her hand. And she's going to blow it at all of you. And I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Except for Balthazar, who's going to be behind her. Yeah? Yeah. She's going to turn around and face the party. Bartholomew.
What's the rain? Because I was still like 35 feet back.
You were going to be good. So it's just going to be Mikhail and Yeshua.
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
Probably should have moved. That's a 6.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
You know what they say about con saves? They're the ones that it's okay to fail, right? Wait, no, that's not what they say.
No, it's Dex. Dex
Yeah,
hurts,
I know.
Con kills, Wiz kills the whole party.
So on the positive, you're going to take 6 necrotic damage. Mikhail's going to take 3 if that's a thing. Yeah.
Oh, because you're...
Oh, so 3 for passing?
3 for passing, 6 for failing. So the pass-fail here is not really that bad.
Nice.
Manny, I have resistance to necrotic. I'm going to take 1.
Yeah.
Look, man, I mean...
You both are asthma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the 6, I'm not really offended. I rolled a bunch of dice just to see if my arm still worked. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on from this slight setback as far as she goes. That's going to be the end of her turn, unfortunately.
Everybody smirk at her now after she
No
smirked at
shit,
us.
it's like, that's
Really? You're a
that's
goddess?
this power you were talking
You're
about?
barely an assistant manager around here. Jesus.
I've seen Karens with
Assistant
more
to
power.
the manager.
Yeah. All right, that's going to be it for the goddess. We're going to back up to Mikhail.
All right, come on, Dice. You've been
Very,
holding out on
very
me.
smug and satisfied at her inability to really bring the thunder.
Yeah, that was hysterical. With renewed vigor. We're fishing for that crit. I haven't had one yet. Come on.
I'm gonna stop laughing and swing.
It
at
is
her.
a natural 20.
Yes. Okay. Oh wow, that's a lot. Cause yeah. All right.
I'm going to do my absolute best to delete her, everybody. Hold on.
Oh God,
Beacon of Hope is down. By
he's
the
a paladin.
I am a paladin and a warlock with Eldritch Smite. This is going to be a crit double smite. She's about to take a lot of damage. I have to roll a lot of dice. Hold on.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Manny, she will take 128 damage.
Wow. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
You good with that?
I mean,
Spiritually.
yeah. I mean, like I said, this has already gone way better than my last level 15 adventure, so I'm good, and I didn't expect you guys to fail. Honestly, you guys are way smarter at this than I am. All right,
Me as a DM.
that's all day. Yeah, it's not like, all right, now for my second action.
No, that was my first swing.
Okay. So with great vengeance and furious anger, you come at her for attempting to what is it?
Recruit.
Cloud kill us.
For destroy your brothers. And she's starting to believe that your name is the Lord as you lay your vengeance down upon her.
Path of the righteous man.
Yeah. Go ahead and take your second attack, buddy. Is it good when the DM taunts the PCs? It's bad the other way around.
I mean, I promise the next one's not going to hit like that, but man, that was satisfying.
I mean, it doesn't. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It doesn't need to.
All right, so that one's a 29 to hit.
Yes.
For 26 damage.
Okay. Go ahead and describe essentially your entire turn here from start to just up through that roll.
So, having her summoned that power in her hand, as she was laughing at us and so sure of herself, and then to have it just be so pathetic to be on the receiving end. Not courage, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Rashness.
I guess so, yeah.
Gall.
Just, I suddenly become so sure of myself that I put everything I have into that first swing and just
Audacity.
try and cut her in half. And seeing her staggered by the first swing, I just bring it all the way around with a second scythe slash and just finish her off.
Nice.
Mikhail and the audacity of this bitch.
I am the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe.
It's all been there. She's a divine being, somewhat ethereal, somewhat tangible. And after all your scythe damage and everything on your final triumphant swing, you feel like you catch just the collapsing cloak as it falls. The air and everything around you takes this absolute stillness and becomes stagnant. The vistas and everything that you have seen begin to distort and warp and kind of glitch in and out between the version that it was when you arrived and your probably idealized version. And after a couple of moments, it settles in to a kind of static panorama. And whatever conception you had prior to arriving here about what the domain of life on Mt Celestia would look like is exactly how it appears to you. Every single detail, every single thing, down to your most enjoyable smell that you attribute to what life is. That smell after a rainstorm, cut grass, honeysuckle. The temperature is exactly as you would see it. It is the perfect time of day. And that's what you see. In reality, you are standing in the same white void that you were outside. Everybody a victim of their own perception and perhaps their own desire for what they would want the domain of life to be. And this very tranquil, melodic voice comes into your head. The view that you have before you is the idealized version you have would you take a seat on Mt Celestia. This version before you, would it serve others? Would you serve yourself? Does it even matter? I am Eldath. I am held up in the tranquil terrace, the domain of peace, and I am fighting the resistance to our invaders. I need an ally to sit in the domain of life so that we may begin to take back Mt Celestia from that which has invaded and begun to corrupt all the domains here. Who is worthy to be my ally and to repel these invaders that threaten not only life here, but life as we know it? I beg you, one of you champions, one of you deemed worthy by your lesser deities, may sit upon the throne and rule not only in Mt Celestia, but the domain of life across all planes of existence. I bid you now, who shall take the seat? And we are going to end it right there for this evening with the ever-present question on all the taglines for the promo material for this adventure. Would you turn down the opportunity to become a god?
Yeah.
And
All right.
so we are not going to make anybody turn it down tonight. We are going to let that fester. I imagine that's quite a way to start the beginning of next week's show. And yeah, so episode 1 in the books. How was it for everybody, you guys?
Woo.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
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 Like I'm a little,
That was
I'm
great time.
a little tired. And Jesus, it's hot in my office. All right. That was a lot of fun, you guys. Thank you. Like I said, I know I've been building this up for a while, and I wanted to hopefully meet everybody's expectations after the hype train.
Yeah, you've been talking about it since I got to the server.
Yeah, since we started the Wednesday show. that this was always the kind of end goal. So yeah, that was great. So
and you just finished writing it today?
Technically yes, because it was at 3:00 this morning. I was chatting with you like because you were like 18 hours away, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, I'm still writing. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, I had no idea I was putting on the pressure.
Yeah. So we start this by meeting the characters that our great players play. While these characters are great, the people behind them are even better. I'm proud to call most of them, all of them, my friends, and just some amazing people that I'm so glad to know and have a part of this show. So we'll do, on our way out, we will talk about the fabulous people behind the characters. I'll do a little business. We'll get the hell out of here because I'm like mentally and like emotionally drained here. Let us start with our kind of exceptionally devout boy doing his best to not harm anybody and who may have a respectable claim to the domain of life. Yeshua, tell us about my amazing guest DM, Litza.
Yes, I'm Litza. I very much enjoyed this game, so thank you for this. I make D&D content, sometimes other RPGs. My newest thing I'm working on is called D&D But Shitty, where you play all the worst D&D tropes like the thief, the murder hobo, the lone wolf. I just started playtesting it, and it's been terrible chaos as anticipated. So hopefully that will go up for awesome. Sale. Yeah, it's been pretty great. So hopefully a playable version 1 will go up for sale soon. I have a lot of free stuff also on Ichio and Patreon, which is all can be found through my Twitter at LitzaBronwyn. So, yes.
Awesome. Thank you. It's always great having you, and I'm glad you got to be here for this. Let us slide over to our first timer. Art, kind of a lot to take in at times. I was really glad to have you. Mark is actually going to try to teach me a game at some point, whenever we can get around to that. Oh, and Nick too. Yeah. Nick's going to try to learn Star Wars RPG. Mark's the one that's going to teach us. Yeah. Ooh. So tell us about yourself, and also thanks for coming out for this first time. I know it's kind of a big deal, but you were great, and I really appreciate you being here tonight.
It was a blast. I loved it. But yeah, so my name's Mark. I play quite a bit of TTRPGs in my free time, whatever that looks like. I have several in-person games that I run as a DM, and I play in, but I mainly just DM. But I also GM a little for like Genesis and Fantasy Flight, Star Wars RPG, and I'm trying to get into some other RPGs as well, like Wander Home, Troikia, some other ones that are a little different than the polyhedral dice set. And I guess for my day job, I am a PhD student, so that's kind of, I'm an academic, but I am trying to get like a side gig going of like professionally DMing. So
awesome. Yeah. Yay. We're all supportive here. Yay. Let us go down to our essentially God Slayer, Booper of divine...
Booper of snoots.
Divine snoots. And very adamant in, I'm going to delete her. And if I'm not mistaken, you did.
I'm going to delete her and then deletes her. Yep, that's how it works.
So man of his word as well. Mikhail, tell us about Raz. It's good to see you. It's been a while since you played with us, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope you had fun.
Yeah, it has been a while, and this one's been a long time in the making. I know our last game we ended up having to cancel because of scheduling stuff. So I've missed you, man. It's good to play another one of your games, and this one's spectacular. But yeah, I'm Raz. Got into D&D a couple of years ago. Found Manny through a Reddit post. Met people like Nick. I've made tons of friends here, and I love joining in and coming up with these crazy characters to bring in. And unleash various different styles of destruction on anything Manny is willing to throw at me. I think we got a good example of that today, and I can't wait for part 2.
Awesome. Yeah, part 2 is going to be Gods of War. So, ooh, good times.
boy.
Fit right in.
Yeah. All right. Like you said, buddy, it's been a while. I'm glad you come out. I'm glad you had fun. And let us finish up with the person I'm most likely to talk to at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm writing these things, because he's also up and keeps weird hours as well. My boy Nick, Balthazar, tell us about Nick.
Yeah, so still looking for a job, so I've got lots of free time, and that shapes the hours that I keep. And I've only been playing D&D for about a year and a half now, but really have only been playing one-shots for the past 8 months. Started just finding some online, and then eventually, of course, also found one of your posts advertising your channel, and I think it was advertising one of your actual games, and so you brought me onto the channel. But yeah, I've met Raz, I've met a bunch of people, I've invited people over to your server now, I've invited people from your server to other ones. It's great having this like extended group of people to be able to play with. I really appreciate I'm glad you had fun as a player for the last month, but I really appreciate you being back so that I can have my consistent Wednesday games. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I enjoy playing with y'all again. You again, Litza. It was fun playing with you again. It's good to meet you, Mark. Yeah, it's been great.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so once again, those are our amazing players. I'm very grateful to have people like this in our little community here. The link to our Discord is in the chat. I won't take up too much more of your time. Like I said, I'm kind of emotionally drained. This was a big deal for me. I'm Manny. I've been your host and Dungeon Master on the channel here. This has been the first part of our 4-part season finale. It doesn't mean that the show will be over. We're just going to be kind of overhauling the format for a little bit to give me a bit of a creative break, but we'll talk about that a little later. We'll have guest DMs at some point. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
I was like, I don't know if I can. And then I was like, I have like 5 ideas.
So what about this? It was like, so you're going to be in, right? So we thank everybody who came out tonight. We had a really good viewership. I'm glad that this thing kind of appealed to a lot of people. I homebrewed this whole thing, so my insecurities, not only for really putting it on stream, but mostly for these people who I really, respect and enjoy playing with it, for them to have a good time, and I'm glad they did. You can catch us Tuesday night back after our barn burner of an episode last night, episode 30 of Twilight Malediction, in which our pacifist cleric no longer is a pacifist and killed villain Harple. So we will deal with the fallout of that on Tuesday in episode 31. And then a week from today, we will be right back here for part 2 of Assault on Mt Celestia, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, both Tuesday and Wednesday. Next weekend here, we will be back with the Domain of War, which should be a fun time. In the meantime, thanks to everybody who watched tonight. Like I said, great viewership. Thanks to everybody in chat. Thank you to my amazing players for coming out and really making this as much fun for me as I hope you had. I just thank you guys. You guys are great. And we are out of here. We'll see you Tuesday night, or hopefully back here next Wednesday for part 2 of 4 for this thing. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see everybody next week. Bye.